beautiful. Thank you.
The world.
The world. That's a great movie, man. Holy mackerel.
That's from Ed Wood.
Ed Wood. And of course,
think that Martin Landau played a better Bela Lugosi than Bela Lugosi
he did.
ever was.
Damn, Martin Landau's cool. Man, what an actor. Holy mackerel. Jesus, if he doesn't get the Best Supporting Actor award, he should have the Best Acting award.
He was so funny. There's that one scene where he's in a coffin, and then he rises out of it and says, "That's the most uncomfortable coffin I've ever been in." He's at a funeral home checking him out.
How about when he's on the set of a movie, and one of those bad movies, and someone comes up and goes, "Hey, I really like you and Mr. Karloff," and he goes nuts on Boris Karloff.
Yeah.
What a hack Boris Karloff was.
Right.
You know which movie of yours I love, Mr. Lugosi? The Invisible Ray. You were great as Karloff's sidekick.
Karloff?
Sidekick? You! Karloff does not deserve to smell my that limey sucker can rot in hell for all I care. What happened? How dare that bring up Karloff? You think it takes talent to play Frankenstein? It's all makeup and then grunting.
Bella, I agree 100%. Now, Dracula, that's a role that requires talent.
Of course. Dracula requires presence. It's all in the eyes and the voice and the head.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm. Isn't that great? The world.
The world.
The world. The world. And the world. Yeah, Martin Landau. That guy rules. I like him. He was cool on Mission Impossible, but he's better like this. They should give him a Bela Lugosi show. Let him be Bela Lugosi every week.
Drive him nuts, too.
Yeah. Let him play that part every day. I could watch that. Give him some cool stuff to say and let it go. Okay. So, anyway, I'm still pretty upset, as usual, because I'm always upset. That's the premise of the show.
And you have managed to be upset every day of your life.
I have. I'm upset every day. I'm constantly upset. What a dick I am.
But you look for it.
Yeah. You freaking out about how old you are?
No.
No, I am. I feel like everything's over.
That's why I tease you. And I say, are you losing your sight? And
yeah.
Is this over? Is that happening?
I'm just sort of freaking out that,
What's over, dear?
Well, people start to look real bad when they're about, 50. No matter how much you take care of yourself. I've seen a lot of people look pretty bad.
I'm going to defy the odds.
I mean, I figure I got 20 more good years left until I become like an old man. I mean...
And then what happens?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know.
So I really only have 20 years of life left at the most. Of real life. And what have I experienced?
Everything.
I go to work. I go home. I go to work. And I go home.
What would you be experiencing if you weren't doing that?
What? I don't know.
You act like you'd be doing something else.
I mean, if I didn't go to work and I didn't go home?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be doing something else.
What?
You know what I'd be doing. Be having a party is what I'd be doing.
You could have a party. No, you have parties all the time. You just had a party on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the same. Then my wife yells at me for 2 or 3 days straight.
Is she yelling?
I mean, is this all there is? One starts to question, is this it?
See, you act as if you had no idea what you were getting into. This is what amazes me about you.
I know. I didn't.
You went off and did all this stuff as if you had no clue that it lasts forever.
I am clueless. I am clueless.
I am always shocked that you're surprised at your life.
I am clueless. Was clueless, am clueless to this day. Still don't know what I'm doing.
Finally, you're beginning to think things through.
Yeah. A little late, though, isn't it?
I think so.
I'm 41 years old.
You've made some indelible decisions. You can't get rid of them.
That's right. Damn right. Hey, Fred, you losing your hair?
Am I?
Yeah, bend over again. Oh, I feel a little... Oh, okay, you're not.
No.
All right. I was hoping you were.
You're watching him to see if he's aging badly, too.
But here we are at the crossroads, Robin. It's clearly the crossroads.
Does it bother you that your children are getting older?
That's correct.
Because I think about that, too. I said, at least I don't have to watch somebody else grow up and know that, geez, that makes me old.
And I'm raising kids who are going to grow up just to be, prepared for some guy.
Oh, here we go.
Some jerk.
That's why how you're raising your daughters?
Nah, but it always happens that way. They run off
as
to the
fodder
guy.
for men?
Yeah, they end up marrying somebody. All this work I'm putting into them so some jerk can be with them. It's so much crap. You know what I'm saying, guys? They know what I'm talking about.
I don't understand a word you're saying. I think that women like to get married, so your daughters would be doing something they enjoy.
Good luck.
Oh,
if they marry a jerk like me. No, you don't know what it is, though. I take a look at a guy like Scott, the engineer. He wanted to go to the Super Bowl party on Friday that we had. He wasn't allowed to go.
Well, you guys locked yourself into these things.
I know. It's killing him too.
Is it?
Yeah. He's pretty upset that he missed the Super Bowl party. But
you seem to be unable to exist without a lot of help. You need these women in your life.
Oh, I do. Hey, Scott, where are you? Let's talk about your situation.
So make you feel better.
Where's Scott, the engineer? Because I said to him, hey, Scott, why didn't you come to the Super Bowl party? Oh, well, I had a meeting. Yeah, I had a meeting. I go, you had a meeting or you just weren't allowed to go? And he goes, I wasn't allowed to go.
And now you're calling him in?
Yeah.
Notice how quickly he's coming.
Hey, Scott, what happened to you, man? What's going on in your life? How old are you?
80. Apparently not old enough.
Yeah.
80 going on 12.
Scott's like one of the most undesirable men in the country.
Thank you.
His wife has managed to somehow work it into the situation where she thinks and he thinks that he's the most desirable man on the planet.
Well, if you were a woman and you wound up with Scott, wouldn't you have to pretend to yourself that somebody else wanted him?
Because out of all the guys who went to the Super Bowl party, is probably the least desirable. I mean, out of any guy sitting there.
Well, he's in, but come on, you're quibbling down there at the bottom.
Yeah, right. I'm saying that all the guys who went to the Super Bowl party on Friday.
Why do I come in here?
It's all right. Calm down. You know the score. You've been around a long time. You've looked in the mirror. Out of all the guys that you can think of that went to the Super Bowl party.
I don't know what Jeff Schick looks like.
Oh, all right. So forget Jeff. Cross him off the list. But Jeff's kind of a nice looking guy.
Okay. And I don't know a couple of other people. But, when you get down to, like, Ronnie and Scott.
Yeah, but wait a second. If you had to sleep with one of the guys at that Super Bowl party, and you had to go first and say who was the least desirable, think of personality and think of appearance. And wouldn't it be Scott?
I don't remember everybody who was on the list.
Okay, here, I'll give you the list.
Okay.
Gary.
Yeah.
Who at least is like a kind of a fun guy, and he's not horrible looking.
But then he starts telling those stories.
But you think Scott is better looking than Gary?
No.
Okay.
No.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm defending you.
Okay.
Then there was Fred. There was the usuals, me.
Yeah, I know all of you guys.
Yeah, okay. And then you had guys like, Wayne Siegel and Neil. And Gay Rich, of course. And Ralph. And who else, Fred? Who else was in the room? Billy.
Was there. Billy was there.
Yeah, out of all the guys that I could name that were there.
Dominic.
Oh, Dominic.
But Dominic is even more attractive than Scott.
A few of the guys from E.
Yeah, some of the E crew was there.
And they're all good looking.
Yeah, they're good looking guys.
Rich that works in the back. Jeff, your computer guy.
Right. Rich, the intern.
Right.
Yeah, I guess when I think about the whole crew.
Yeah.
In terms of the whole package.
In terms of sexual desirability. I mean,
Well, there's quite a few who are floating close to zero, but Scott, he's right there.
I finally won something.
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
I mean, Scott's
number one.
Scott's overweight. He's bald. He's
miserable.
He's hairy, except for on his head.
You know what the funny thing is, too? When you talk to Scott, he always tries to convince you that in his day, he was some sort of, like,
ladies man. Yeah, ladies man. Yeah, he always has stories.
I was the Johnny Depp of Queens.
Bring us pictures.
Yeah, Scott's always trying to convince everyone that to tell some of your stories about how you used to swing.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come on.
Oh, he can't even talk about it.
Before you were even married?
I don't know what
I'm talking about before you were married.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He can't talk about
He just gave me a look like, don't you understand my wife's listening?
That.
I mean, your wife gets mad at you if you talk about the past?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you serious? Talk to me here. What's going on with you? You're
Nothing.
a grown man.
I know.
And you can't talk about whether or not you had sex before you met your wife?
Of course I had sex.
And you'd say you were like a real lady.
You
can't
were
talk
married
about it.
before. You had a previous wife.
Yes, I did. That's why I'm not talking about it, okay?
What? You got a problem with your ex-wife?
Look how stained.
No, I don't have a problem with her.
Look how stained your fingers are. But you see what I mean about Scott? He's one of those guys who's not desirable at all, but he can't even talk because he has such a complicated love life.
No, I don't.
Please,
all of these women find him so desirable, and they're so jealous.
Well, his wife is afraid somebody will spirit Scott away.
Right.
He's such a wonderful man.
She has nothing to worry about. Nobody wants you.
I understand that.
That's what I'm trying to tell her. How come you can't go to the Super Bowl party? What happened there Friday?
Nothing.
What happened? You asked permission and she said no?
I was busy.
No, you weren't. You told me you weren't busy.
I had personal business.
No, you didn't. You were not given permission to go. True.
You didn't even bother to ask.
Right.
He was afraid to ask.
Man, you are so put in your place. You are so put in your place, man. What do you mean? Don't do what?
What happens? I got to know. What happens if we have this conversation?
Yeah, what's the fallout? What is the worst that can happen?
What do you think?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It could be anything from, oh, I heard you on the radio today, to a complete freeze-out. You got to tell us.
Yeah. Would it be a freeze-out?
No, wouldn't be a freeze-out.
Right.
Would there be a lot of yelling?
Probably.
Ah.
And a swift kick in the nuts.
Why? Just for talking?
Man.
I don't want to go into it.
You're a messed up dude. You got some life.
It's great.
It's great.
Are you happy?
Totally.
He's totally happy.
That's it.
I'm thrilled.
Thrilled.
You know what I don't understand? I don't understand why women want men this miserable.
I don't know. Because I said to Scott, where were you Friday? It was a kick-ass party.
Mm-hmm. And he swore.
I was busy.
He swore the entire time all the preparations were being made that he had previous engagement.
And he had no previous engagement.
I did. You had something that was cancelable.
Yeah, but he couldn't cancel because if he went home and told his wife he was canceling it, that would have been it.
She would cancel my genitals.
I just missed you there. I thought you would have had a good time.
Nah, who needs that?
It was a man's bonding day.
You used to be able to do things like this. What have you done? Do you?
I have my wife. I have my wife. I don't.
No.
He doesn't cheat.
Cheat? No.
He has no one to cheat with.
But
right. Who would cheat with me? You just went through it.
Then why is there this paranoia?
Because that makes Scott seem more desirable.
Oh.
Do you understand? That's my theory on Scott. If you have a guy who's very undesirable, suddenly, well, if someone's so, if the two of them are like busy, he becomes desirable.
So if we're keeping him from things, it's because we have this fantasy that somebody else wants him.
Right. I see him at those parties. He sits in a chair. Nobody even goes over to him.
Near him.
Right.
Even with money, Scott is not attractive.
Right. The guy's sitting there with a pile of 20s and he can't get someone to dance for him.
Nobody wants to dance for me. Where's the lobster?
So you weren't here even for the massages? You didn't...
No.
I didn't get a massage. I was in here, but I didn't...
Yeah, you just ran the board. You didn't request a massage? You didn't...
No, he knows better. The cameras were on.
You know what he was just about to say? You know what lie he was just about to tell?
What?
That he has his wife. He doesn't need any other woman.
No. He just lie. He wants to have he wants to be at a massage party.
He's trying. His wife has now taught him that he's supposed to say that no other woman is desirable to him now that he had her.
Is that true?
She didn't teach me anything.
Desirable. No other woman is desirable. No other woman is desirable. My mantra.
No, give me a cigarette. Hey, hold your fingers up to the camera. I want people to see the yellow on your fingers. I've never seen anything like it. Come here.
You mean this
Yeah,
one?
that's roach. Yeah, look at that. Look at what's going on that finger. Wow, wait.
Doesn't that concern you that the tips of your fingers are brown?
Brown. They're like this golden glowing.
But that's
glowing, yes.
They've got a tan. He's got a tan on the end of his fingertips.
It's like my plutonium manicure.
Anyway, because I saw Scott yesterday, I said, Scott, how could you not have gone? I couldn't go. I had a previous engagement. And I said, well, what'd you have to do that was so important? I said, you didn't have a previous engagement. He goes, no, that's right. That's right.
Well, it's a good thing you finally grew up and got out of your parents' home.
Yeah, barely. All right, dude.
Long time out of it.
Good for you, man. All right, congratulations.
Hey, things are fine.
Yeah. Okay, good, man. Glad they're fine. Thank you.
Hey.
That's Scott the engineer.
Anytime.
All right. Thank you.
I love my wife. I love my wife. I need a cigarette. I love my wife. I need a cigarette.
I love my wife. I love my kid.
I love
Give me a cigarette.
I love my kid with cigarettes.
I need more cigarettes.
How many trips to the store for cigarettes this week?
That's the funniest thing. I was thinking about Scott and the fact that he goes shopping for cigarettes.
Yeah.
Every other day. We figured out him and his wife go through a carton every other day.
Mm-hmm.
But they play this game where they won't go and just buy 5 cartons of cigarettes. They'll only buy 1 carton at a time.
Or even cases. You don't have a month's worth.
I know. So Scott just will buy 1 carton, and he knows he's going to buy a minimum of 5 cartons a week, but he has to go to the store. I love that. I just think that's wild. And then him and his wife are like, you go get the carton.
I wouldn't have anything
it.
else to do. It satisfies my primal urge.
It gets him out of the house. What are you talking about?
It's like the hunt, the hunter going for his pelt.
Hunting for my cigarettes.
Yes. Where shall I go today? Shall I go to Walmart or Kmart?
I'm going to track my cigarettes.
Yes.
I might go nuts and go and buy 12 packs from a machine.
That'd be dangerous.
I'm training a cigarette hunting dog.
Do you always buy your packs from the same store?
No. I like to mix it up.
I have a...
Some days 7-Eleven, and sometimes the Indian guy down the street.
Where do you go primarily to buy your cigarettes? What store?
Who's your main supplier?
Stationery store near my house.
Oh, yeah? He has the best price?
Yeah.
Have you scouted out, where to get the best buy on a carton?
Of course. Well,
yeah.
I mean,
And are there some places you'll only buy a pack until you can get to the place you can get the carton?
Yeah. Seriously, is that true? Is that true?
No.
He's going to come in here one day with a gun and wipe us all out. I know it.
Why you say that?
Everyone thinks that's going to be Scott's future.
I don't know why.
He's going to be in a jail cell. And you know what? He'll be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll sit there with a big grin.
Look, life runs on cigarettes in jail.
Yeah.
Cigarettes are money in jail.
I know.
I don't care.
He'll be very happy there.
In jail, a cigarette smoker is king.
I am an entrepreneur.
Yes, because a cigarette is worth money. Services are exchanged. The whole economy runs on cigarettes. It is the most perfect economy.
You want someone killed? 50 cottons.
I'd be the J. Paul Getty of Sing Sing. I was framed.
My grandfather on my father's side was a smoker for early on in his life, and in the Army he used to trade his food for cigarettes. He was so into cigarettes that by the time he was like 30, they said to him, or not even, actually when he was in the Army, they said to him, you got to stop smoking, because he'd already developed like some kind of lung disorder. And the guy quit cold turkey and lived a long life. Actually lived well into his 90s. But Scott, he'll never stop.
Scott has no desire to live long.
Yeah, right. What a fool your grandfather was. Chose life over cigarettes. He chose quality of life over cigarettes.
Sure. A life without cigarettes is no life.
So true.
I'm knitting that into a sampler.
Yeah, Scott's wife wouldn't let him go to the Super Bowl party. Oh, I don't know if it was a direct order.
No, I think he was
afraid to ask.
Even go home and ask.
You did not even ask your wife?
No.
Why didn't you just come? Why didn't you just come Friday? After work.
He couldn't change this appointment without her knowing something was up. See, if there had been another situation, he could have done it.
No. What was the appointment? Like something mundane, but yet if you had changed it, it would have drawn attention?
They were loading the cigarette machine at 7-Eleven.
That's right. I don't watch that.
I go down to watch.
What was it like? Like you had to go like visit school or something for the kid or something?
Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I got you pegged. Oh.
I'm so easy.
Is there a person left inside that frame?
No.
Is there a man in there somewhere?
Been driven out.
There's no man in there. There's a woman trapped inside that body. There's a man somewhere in there.
Are you a man or a mouse?
Got any cheese?
So what store do you go to mostly for your cigarettes? The tobacco store, the little corner store?
Yeah.
A little stationery store.
I would think at a supermarket you get a better price on cigarettes.
But those long lines.
It's too impersonal. Cigarettes are very intimate.
I'd like to know the person I buy from.
I'd like to sit and have a discussion. I'd like to know where the cigarettes came from.
Do you know the guy's name at the store where you buy the cigarettes?
No.
You know. How long
he knows you by sight.
How long does he know you? Like, oh, hello.
What? Yeah.
Of course. He's got to know you. You're there every other day. Does the guy ever say to you, hey, Scott, why don't you buy a couple of cartons?
No.
He knows my routine.
I don't even have to ask for him.
Are you not embarrassed? You don't have to ask for him?
Of course
he knows what Scott knows.
I walk in, I get the...
They're already rung up by the time they get to the
That's
counter.
right. It's in the bag, ready to go.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's impressive.
Even that guy wants Scott out of there quick.
And the guy doesn't ever question, like, why you only buy one carton at a time? Mm-hmm. Do you think that's peculiar? Wouldn't he say to you, hey, Scott, I'll sell you 3 cartons. You go wild. Yeah. You don't have to come in every day.
Yeah, Scott, I'll get them for you by the case. Come on.
When do you actually get the cigarettes? Do you get them on the way home from work, or do you go home first, relax, and then go out for your carton?
I don't have a set pattern of when I get them.
Yeah, but what is the most likely to happen? Is it on the store?
On the way home.
On the way home.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you'll drive home, and you'll stop off at the store.
Right.
Is it one of those things where you almost get home and then you just drive by because you forgot to go to get the cigarettes?
No.
You just know.
Yeah, if I have to do some errands, bank or post office or whatever, I'll...
To do your errands, and then boom.
Do you have to wait till the last pack is out of the carton at home before you buy the new carton?
No.
Or you automatically know to go a day and a half?
Yes, there's a set time and day,
Right.
I have a schedule on the wall.
No.
Well, that's what you're making it out to be.
Well,
I check off the days.
It sounds like that. It just sounds like that. You have to know, because you can't...
As we smoke a pack, I have a...
No, you can't monitor your wife smoking. I mean, so you don't know how many she's gone through, how many cartons, or how many packs, and then you have to figure your packs. There's a lot of figuring that goes on.
You grab a pack in the morning and you just notice how much
and check the carton.
There's so much work involved, you wouldn't believe it.
It's just curious that a guy buys one carton at a time.
I have stacks of papers that I go through.
You know what? I don't want to. I don't know.
What are you doing to me? I mean,
it's fascinating to me.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Maybe it's ridiculous to you, but it's fascinating to me. Scott's life with his cigarettes. His cartons. And what if you guys go away somewhere for a weekend?
Then we buy like 23 cartons.
No. What do you buy, like 2 cartons in advance?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And pack them?
Can you imagine? You know what? We got to take our E-Crew, videotape Scott walking into that little store.
And seeing the guy
grab his carton, have it all wrapped for him.
Good morning, Haji. The usual, please.
So no words are exchanged between you and this guy. And how long is this ritual?
Where I go. I said I don't go to the same place every time.
But that guy's place, like you could end up going there for a couple of weeks straight. What
depends on where I am.
Does the guy say hello to you?
Yes.
He does. And you just say hi back. He hands you the carton that's already in a brown paper bag.
Yes.
And then
2 packs of matches.
Do you always have to ask for it, make sure there's matches?
Depends. I mean, no matches.
No matches.
By lighters.
I use my fingers.
No, come on. What do you do?
I have a lighter.
You have a lighter? So does the guy ever put matches in there?
No.
You tell him not to?
Right.
You say, please, no matches.
No matches.
Is that what you say each time?
Well, they'll ask you a lot of times, you want matches? No.
So now he doesn't even bother asking you, because he knows you don't want.
This particular one story.
Right.
There are, but I mean, it depends.
See, Scott would throw off the whole routine now if he said 2 cartons.
It depends on who's working.
I'll screw his head up.
And
2 cartons and 3 packs of matches.
And if you went in there and asked him for 2 cartons, the guy would be like, he would say something to you. Oh.
What happened? You win the lotto?
No.
I have relatives coming in from out of town. having a smoking party.
The wholesaler family smoke.
I would like to offer them a cigarette and not run out of my own pack.
Stuffing the turkey with cigarette butts.
Oh, we do. We do.
Now here's this is a family that smokes. Do you have those dishes that you keep cigarettes in on the table?
No.
So that you can just pick one up?
No, they're always in their packs.
But when we have company, we put those little those glasses, with the cigarettes.
Oh, do you really?
Like when you go to a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, right. That's when Scott's in heaven. Oh, I don't have to dip into my own pack. I can smoke on the host and hostess.
Nicotine heaven here.
You see Scott going from table to table, emptying out all the cigarettes.
You'd think he'd have those fancy crystal dishes that you put cigarettes in.
Yeah.
So into it.
Yeah, you should have a big cigarette on the wall. Oh, yeah. A giant cigarette, like a giant hero.
A neon cigarette.
Yeah.
My smoking weed.
His cigarette is it defines Scott and who he is, and there's so much involved with his cigarette habit. And his packs.
I will stop one day, even when I die.
Yeah, when you die.
Right. He's the cigarette industry's best friend.
Absolutely.
He's the guy.
He is the Marlboro Man.
Yeah, he is. That's the Marlboro Man. All right, very good. Well, there he is. Some more insight into Scott and buying his cigarettes.
There you go.
It's one joy in my life.
Yeah. I love it. All right, thanks, man. I got a lot to talk about.
I know. Why don't you get to that?
All right.
Get to that.
Such a monotone, his voice. Why don't you get to that?
Why don't you get to that? I could have already spoken 3 cigarettes it's taken for you to abuse me.
Are you feeling edgy now? You're going to go have a cigarette?
I'll probably go have a cigarette, but I don't feel edgy.
Right. Can't believe you couldn't go to the Super Bowl party, man.
He used to be able to do that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
You used to be allowed to go.
Yeah.
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 Times change.
Yes. I keep hearing you talk about it on the radio. I wish I had been there. Oh, well. I missed it.
I've been to them. They're all the same.
Oh,
no, they're not.
Oh, boy.
Once you've been to one, you've been to them.
You're like a trick pony.
Yeah. It was kind of nice not having
Wouldn't
Scott.
you love it?
It was nice not having Scott at the party.
Yeah.
Please don't say anything about me being at the party.
I'm not here.
Just don't say that I got to dance. Please, don't say anything about the massage.
I remember the one time I happened...
Don't say I got a massage.
No, don't say that.
Please.
I happened to be... It was like we were taking a trip to Philly, and we stopped off at one of those places.
I wasn't there. I laid on the bus.
Yeah. I never went to any strip club.
I never saw a thing. I never got a coat then.
My eyes are closed.
I cannot confirm or deny.
I never took my hat off either.
I never walked in.
Like, he's so desirable that he'd walk in a strip club and all the women would want to marry him.
You might as well not be there.
No, nothing to do with me. They all go wild for Scott.
Now you figured out the reason why I stay away.
That's the premise.
I don't want to,
That's the premise. That's the only premise I can figure. Why wouldn't you want your husband going to a strip club? Because
like brown aura that draws them.
He's so desirable. He's so handsome and foxy. He's so dynamic.
The Brad Pitt of Bayside.
Yeah, right.
The Warren Beatty of Whitestone.
So if strippers were to see him, they would flip out and want to just steal him away.
It's happened. I mean,
Right.
I'm a sex machine.
I don't want to disrupt the party.
But that's cool.
He have guards to go to his car.
I wish my wife felt that way about me. Honey, I promise you I will not run off with any strippers today.
Now, I can understand Slash coming in here and saying,
Right.
yeah, my wife hates strippers.
Right.
I don't understand Scott.
Yeah.
Slash from Guns N' Roses might have a problem.
Yeah, he might have a problem. He has a track record of women running off with him.
Yeah.
Your wife should love you as much as my wife loves me.
Absolutely.
You wish that on every man,
You can't
don't you?
beat that.
You can't beat that kind of love.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's
And
sort of
can't you see the joy it gives me?
possessive love. Very good. I'm glad to see that you're so desirable.
Yes.
Women fighting over Scott.
Yeah. One
right.
woman, anyway. She's fighting with herself.
I guarantee. Let me talk to her. I'll tell her the truth. There's nobody looking for you.
Oh, boy. I need a cigarette.
I gotta go buy cotton. Maybe Howard's right. I'll buy 2 cottons at a time. I wouldn't have to stop off every other day and buy some Haji.
Let's see, where should I go today? Bell Boulevard or...
Maybe I'll buy cigarettes in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought of that.
That's living wild.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Very good, Scott. Thank you for joining us. I got to take a break. I'm falling behind now because I start talking to Scott and I can't stop.
I know, you get sucked in.
I know.
Like the drug nicotine.
See, that's what happens with women.
Thank you.
They start talking to me, they can't stop.
All right, we'll be back right after these words. Yeah, I stayed up late last night watching those American Music Awards. I don't know, I get sucked into stuff like that.
It wasn't as exciting this year.
Yeah, what went wrong there? It was mostly black artists.
And old people.
Yeah, old country people. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Usually I get excited about the American Music Awards, but this year it seemed to be an exciting year on the radio, but those awards were rotten.
Yeah, well, was Ace of Base really that big a group?
You know, when they get an award, do you notice how the crowd quiets down?
Yeah, they don't even believe it.
Who is buying these records?
Yeah.
They obviously don't come out.
You know, they had like a fluky kind of hit song or something, but...
No, they've had like 3 or 4
really?
hits from that same album.
I had no idea. Anyway.
But it was a very AOR kind of deal, you know, with Kenny G, you know, and Michael Bolton. That's
not AOR.
What am I saying, AOR? I'm talking adult contemporary.
Oh, yeah, it was very old crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was looking at some of the presenters. I was like, oh, yeah, they were in music once.
Yeah, a long time ago. Barbara Mandrell.
Yeah, they used to do songs.
Yeah. I like award shows.
Yeah.
I do. I love award shows. I love to see who's going to win.
And I love to see the quirky and thank you speeches. But everybody's now limited to this 45-minute thing.
45-second.
Or 45-second thing, yeah. And so the people don't do anything but say thank you to this one and that one. They don't make their speeches anymore.
Yeah, we don't like that. We like Frank Sinatra's speech. I love you, baby.
You love me?
I love you.
I love you twice back.
Hello, baby.
Hey, baby. Hey, you're on the air. Hey, regarding this, I got a lot of things to say, especially about my rest stop. But regarding yesterday's story that Chevy Chivas Chase, I was reading Prodigy. Somebody wrote this. Concerning Chevy Chase getting arrested for drunk driving, they say his blood alcohol level of .18 was actually higher than his TV show ratings, which I thought was very interesting.
That is interesting.
Yes.
Howard, I was listening to Bob Grant the other day, yesterday, and he's milking you for all the attention he could get.
Hey, listen, don't start in with me about that old crab. Don't try and get me involved in getting me upset. I told you something. There's a guy who's a big pussy. You understand what a pussy is?
Yeah, I know, but
that's a big pussy. Notice when this Christy Todd Whitman thing. I got plenty to say about it, and I'm going to tell you something. He bugs my ass the most. That cretin, the guy who phone calls me and goes, "You're killing me. You're killing me in the ratings. You're killing me. You're so brave. How do you do it?" That's the biggest pussy on 2 feet. For example, several years ago, that guy was told by WOR, "You're fired." You know what he did? He packed up his conservative show, became a liberal, and sat there on the radio, didn't say a word. He did straight interviews. That's a pussy. And then Christy Todd Whitman, during the election, right? The blacks were accusing him of being a racist because he said that Dinkins was a bathroom attendant. Let me tell you something. You know what he did? He backed off. Started whining. Everybody's picking on me. All right, I won't say it anymore. I apologize.
Oops, did I do the wrong thing?
He's a big pussy. And let me tell you something. His agenda is
Remember a couple of years ago he got in trouble with gays because he was using, what was the word?
Fag.
Yeah.
So you know what he did? He stopped using the word fag.
That's right.
Because he's a pussy. Because he loves his paycheck so much he can't stand up for anything he believes in. He's a pussy. And he is a girl, don't you understand, with his bad rug and his thinned out nose, that badass nose job, with the big flap of skin hanging under his chin. It's over, you pussy. If I leave radio in November, Guys like him will fold up and pack up in a year or two. I'll tell you why. Because the industry is going to go back to being conservative. The FCC will clamp down.
They can't hold the line.
The FCC will clamp down on someone else. Everyone will run scared, and that'll be it. It'll be over. He'll go back to being on WMCA, sitting there going, yes, you're on the air. What can I do for you? Don't you understand this whole industry is filled with sheep and pussies? The only reason anybody even has the balls to speak up on these talk shows now is because I'm sitting and fighting a battle with the FCC, not them. None of them were doing anything. They were all sitting down. Hello, what's your next call?
Busy, they get to do whatever they want.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, when Christy Todd Whitman does something fun for me because I backed her, that little putz has the nerve to open his mouth. Tell him to come down here. I want to box him. He's such a brave guy. Come down. I want to punch him out. I want to punch out all these disc jockeys who sit there jealous of me and my career. And you know why they're jealous? Because, you know what? It all kills them. Everybody's sitting and talking about politics on their show and this and that. I get into politics. I back a few people. They win big. Thanks to me.
It actually makes a difference in the election.
We actually make a difference in the election, and now it's killing people. In the same 3-week period, they saw me sitting next to the governor of New York up on a stage at his inauguration. That no one could believe. No one could handle it. And then the governor of New Jersey turns around and says, I want to reward you. I want to keep good on a promise. I want to make good on a promise that I made during the campaign. I want to say your bathroom now, here's a sign. We're going to put up a sign for Howard Stern in the bathroom. And now I see National Organization for Women from New Jersey's come out. Let me ask you something. Are all the problems in the world now solved? I assume they are. I understand that no more women are being beaten. No more women are having to go to shelters to run from men.
We must be getting paid equal to men.
Women must be getting paid equal to men because...
We can go into any field we want and there's no glass ceiling in corporate America.
You never hear from the National Organization for Women of New Jersey. Never. Never. No one ever hears from them. I didn't even know there was one. As soon as my name is mentioned, they all hop on the bandwagon. They want to be a part of the magic. Don't you see? Well, I'm going to tell you something. If Mrs. Whitman wants... That's all right. I'll get to you. Okay. If Mrs. Whitman wants to take the bathroom back and be done with it, it's okay with me. I would never hold it against her because the scoundrels in this world, the creeps, the jealous freaks that live on this planet, and I was aware of them.
But I've thought about it. We certainly should not give it back because they would be running around crowing then that they made something happen.
No, I will certainly accept that honor. I'd be thrilled to have it. I would love to have a bathroom named after me. That's why I originally asked Mrs. Whitman for it.
That was the reason you were born.
The reason I was born. As it says here, right in the Star Ledger, the quote from Howard Stern, I've always dreamt of a rest stop that I would drive by with my family and people could relieve themselves while they see my name. And let me tell you something.
It's a dream come true.
There is an article in the Star Ledger today.
Another article about that.
Shock Jock joins other famous folks flush with success on Turnpike. Let me say something. By adding my name to a rest stop, you know who here's other famous people. Clara Barton, founder of the American Red Cross. Mm-hmm. Walt Whitman, one of America's most notable poets.
Sure.
James Fenimore Cooper, the 19th century novelist. Woodrow Wilson, American president and state of New Jersey governor. Thomas Edison, the famous inventor. Mm-hmm. Alexander Hamilton, statesman and first secretary of the National Treasury. Vince Lombardi, Green Bay Packers coach and football legend. And Howard Stern, disc jockey. The first disc jockey to be given such an honor.
Yes.
And people can't stand it because all the other disc jockeys who were not inventive, they sit there and go, why didn't we think of that? Why aren't we doing something like that?
Why didn't you give me a rest stop was a lot of what I heard.
Yeah.
You didn't ask for one.
Yeah.
You didn't have the good sense.
You didn't have the balls. You don't have the brain. You didn't have it.
Besides all that, you didn't do anything for her.
Right. Where were you when she was running? And the National Organization for Women in New Jersey were very proud of themselves. And look at the newspaper. You wouldn't see the New York Times ever print this story. This is on the front page of something called the Bergen Record.
And the Star Ledger.
This is the most important story to them. Don't you understand? You would never see a real newspaper. This belongs in by the comics. Don't you get it? This is not a real story. Where would you see a real newspaper take any issue with? The New York Times. You think the front page of the New York Times had this? Of course not. You would see a real newspaper doing that. Only something called the Bergen Record. Howard Stern. Headline. 2 reporters working on it. 2 individual stories.
Well, this story's going to change. It's breaking.
Yeah. Big headlines. Mrs. Whitman gives,
Wouldn't you be embarrassed if you were the reporter who got that assignment and your job was to go out and interview people going to the bathroom?
Yeah. Look at this. Plaque honors Schlock Jock. No rest stop for Whitman. Governor weary of Stern dedication questions. Fires back. Look at this. Here, press release. Listen to this guy. Here's a guy I'm going to get. I'm going to target him in the next election.
Who is this?
Listen to this. Press release. Assemblyman Joseph J. Roberts, Jr. today said Governor Whitman's Howard Stern rest stop publicity stunt undermines her ongoing effort to position herself as a serious candidate for higher office. This is a guy, he actually took the taxpayers' money and made a press release. Look at this. He thought up some quotes, this guy. This misstep takes her so far off the radar screen in Washington that even the 30% tax cut may not be enough to... you know what it is? They can't find one lousy thing on this woman to criticize, and they finally got something.
You are her Achilles heel.
This guy, and I am going to hang this press release in my office. And when the next election comes up...
So you'll remember?
I guarantee you he will lose in the biggest landslide that he has ever seen.
In the world.
In the world.
Home. I have no home. Hunted. Despised. Living like an animal. The jungle is my home. I shall show the world that I can be its master. I shall perfect my own race of people. A race of atomic supermen that will conquer the world.
Bastards. Listen to this guy, Assemblyman Joseph J. Roberts, Jr., another name I won't forget. There's 2 names I won't forget, but this is one I'm not going to forget. Governor Whitman's decision to aggressively seek a strong association with Howard Stern seriously undermines her credibility in preaching sensitivity and tolerance, Robert said. Hey, Joe, you're out of office when you're up for election. Watch me, Assemblyman.
How come tolerance is supposed to be extended to everyone but you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. While many people enjoy Howard Stern's brand of humor, many other people find him offensive. Well, you're going to find it very offensive, Joe. I bet you I got a lot of fans in Trenton. What is Trenton?
Trenton is the capital of New Jersey, and it's between here and Philly, and I think we get it either with YSP or our signal from K-Rock.
And do white people live there?
Not a lot.
Uh-oh. That's all right. I'll still get to them. There must be some white people in the voting district. The Howard Stern episode has begun to dispel the myth that Whitman makes all the right moves. It sent a message that she really can't be taken seriously. Roberts added it's incredible.
Oh, I'm sure everything he's ever done has been perfect.
Yeah. I've never heard of this guy. And imagine, this must cost the taxpayers some money to take up stationery with this important bulletin.
Yeah, and the secretary who had to type that out.
Another guy looking for some press. Everyone looking to jump on the Stern bandwagon. National organization. The people create groups nobody even ever hears of.
Yeah, 5 women who sit in the room and kvetch to each other.
And coffee clatch. I don't get paid as much as a man. Because you don't shut up.
The men, they're all against us. We're in a war.
Yeah. I guess the National Organization for Women in New Jersey has solved every problem in Jersey.
There couldn't possibly be anyone being beaten in New Jersey.
No, now I don't mind.
Robbed, raped in New Jersey.
I don't mind that they're coming after me because they've solved all the other problems.
Sexually harassed on their job.
Roberts added, it's incredible that the governor passed up an opportunity to graciously name a facility after the late Senator Walter Rand, who championed transportation efforts until he died 3 weeks ago. It's an insult that she took the time for this publicity stunt instead. Well, we'll see if I can't help you out next election, Assemblyman. This is what you're busy with. Assemblyman, I'm going to look into Trenton and find out what the problems are of Trenton and see what it is that you're not busy enough, that you have time to take out of your schedule to sit and write up press releases. Mr. Quotes.
I would say check the school system, see how the kids are doing with their reading levels in Trenton. They must be doing above the national average for him to worry about something like this.
Here's who is Tom Byrne? Sounds familiar. Tom Byrne, New Jersey Democratic State Committee. Comment on naming of a rest stop.
Don't know him.
If she does this to pander for votes as governor, I wonder if a vice presidential endorsement will get him the FCC chairmanship. My other question is whether it's a rest area with enclosed bathrooms or just a bunch of trees by the side of the road. You know, it's blah, 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 blah. No one can have any fun. Nobody can have a sense of humor. I mean, it's article after article. I must have 1,000 articles on my desk about this important topic.
Here you go, costing me money again.
Yeah.
Every time you do something like this and make this much news, I belong to a clipping service.
Yeah.
And I get these big packets of mail with these stupid clippings in them. It costs me thousands of dollars.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know what it is? This puts the governor, who I happen to like a lot, in an odd position. Because if you're a politician, your job in life is to make sure that as many people as possible like you. That's how you get your job. In other words, here's a woman who now has a perfect record. You understand? Mm-hmm. She's got a perfect record. Everyone likes her. Most people like her. She doesn't want to give people an excuse not to like her. In other words, right now, if women like her, she don't want to turn around and now have women not like her over something stupid like this. She's a politician.
Well,
and
I love the idea that she's pandering for votes.
Yeah, pandering. No, she already got the votes. She could never have done this. She already got the vote. She could have lied like every other politician.
But those guys don't show up at those dinners and smile at people they absolutely can't stand to get a vote.
Right. Well, it's a joke. So the point is that I certainly don't want to be the person responsible for her turning off what could be a massive vote in her next election or the vice presidential election.
Well, thank goodness she did it early. People have forgotten it.
Right.
This ugly little smear.
I mean, I would like to have my big day. You know, every politician who gets into office rewards everyone who backed them. I'm talking about the people who really counted when they were down on their dumps. Or down in the dumps. And no one ever says a word about it. I'm talking about they actually give them patronage. They actually give them
jobs. That cost money. Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in jobs. Nobody writes about it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Well, when they start talking about cutting government,
yeah,
those are absolutely the jobs that should go.
I get something frivolous, like a plaque, because I turned out to vote for Mrs. Whitman. Oh, you would think it was a page one story. It is a page one story. I'm pissed off about it.
And do you know who paid for that plaque?
Who?
Some Republican fund.
Yeah,
it's not coming out of taxpayers' money.
Yeah, nothing to do with the taxpayers' money. Damn, I hoped it was coming out of the taxpayers' money.
No, it was in one of the articles. It's a Republican fund.
Right. So it's her way of having a smile at our audience and saying, hey, thank you. That's all that is. That's it. I mean, there's no harm to the taxpayer. This is Mrs. Whitman saying, hey, I've got a sense of humor, too. I'm a human being. And because she's giving me the plaque and saying thank you, therefore she agrees with everything I say? What kind of dopes would think that? Only a national organization for women.
Everybody has to blow something into something larger. It's not just a plaque, it's an endorsement.
And I'm stupid because I sit there and then talk about it on the radio, and now the National Organization for Women is thrilled because they finally got their name mentioned somewhere where basically everyone's forgotten about them because they don't do anything.
They're rolling around on the ground beating themselves. They can't believe how happy they are.
Right. We got mentioned. We got a mention. You know how many people belong to groups that do nothing? They do nothing. They just exist.
There's a problem with women being able to get abortions, and they're worried about you talking on the radio.
People are blowing up abortion clinics. This is what they're involved in. This is what their front page story. Yes, anyway, what did you want to say?
Well, I know how we could shut his trap, you fans. We know how to dial the phone, and we could put him in his place. Make his life a living hell.
No, I got a better one. 2 days before his next election, I will pound away.
He's talking about Bob Grant.
Right.
Bob Grant. Please. Bob Grant's nothing. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna fix him. I just decided what I'm gonna do. Mm-hmm. Since in November my radio career's over, I'm gonna extend my contract. Except I'm gonna go on in the afternoon against him. I'm gonna take away his whole audience. That stupid peckerhead. That freak.
Hey, Hal, let me ask you another question.
Thank you. His career was revived when I left afternoons to go mornings and kick Imus's ass. What is it?
Yeah, it's been a long time since you did that. One question only.
All right, ask me a question.
What?
Oh, leave me alone. I'll do what I want to do.
Yeah, the question is, whatever happened to Nora Dunn? Does anybody know if she's a secretary somewhere?
She's nothing.
I want to know where she is. I need to know.
Listen, she's still protesting Dice Clay.
Let me tell you, Nora Dunn worked on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
She was nameless, faceless. Really, on her talent, nobody cared. She was, I don't know, she was one of the cast on Saturday Night Live. So what did she do? She spoke out about Andrew Dice Clay. That's the biggest thing she's done in her career. Ever since then, nobody's even heard from her. I haven't heard from her.
Well, maybe she's busting tables somewhere.
Good. That's what she should be doing. Who is she? She's nobody.
She's done.
She's done. That's right. Nora Dunn.
All right, Hal.
All right, goodbye. Sit there. That's how she's going to build a career? Saying that a comedian can't tell jokes? Who is she, the thought police?
Well, she didn't think it was funny.
Well, we didn't think she was funny either. Yeah, good for her. She became a whole a comedy police. Her and her buddies. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to the Howard Stern Show.
You know, I got to remember. Oh, sorry.
Howard Stern.
I got to remember today. I got to take a pill, so I got to get that Valium. I got to get on Valium. I'm thinking of going on that.
Well, there's better drugs now.
Really? Because I need to.
Is old out.
I need to relax over all this stuff.
Maybe you need the Prozac or the Xanax.
I'll get to some phone calls in a second, but I just want to. Say, boy, everybody liked the Super Bowl party on TV. I understand it was another highly rated program for the E! Network.
I know everybody wanted to make sure they got to see it before Super Bowl Sunday. They really were anxious and glad that it came on Friday night.
Billy looked gorgeous in his towel.
Did he?
Really, I was so impressed with your breasts.
I should have taken a look at all the bodies.
You should have liposuction.
I should exercise.
Yeah, I mean, your breasts are huge.
Yeah, I was going to say liposuction would just suck out the fat, and then they'd have these little bags hanging on his chest.
I know.
Because there's no muscle.
Skin bags. You didn't look that bad, believe me. Believe me, for all my working out and dieting and stuff, I could have looked a lot better, too.
I look like one of those Chinese dumplings.
Yeah, I have the shoulders of a woman. Like, I have these...
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't have a muscular... big shoulder and arm thing. For a guy my size, I should be a lot bigger. You know what I'm saying?
For as self-conscious as I was about my body in here, when I went over to Scores, I felt like Fabio, the way everybody was paying attention to you.
As long as you have those 20s.
Yeah.
Right.
I kept just whipping them into the sea of breasts. They were dancing 3 at a time.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Oh,
you start to think you're really good looking. Like, I go home, I get angry, I go, I'm so good looking, I don't even know,
What am I doing stuck here with one woman?
Yeah, I should be sharing myself with Pamela Anderson and Gary Shandling's ex-girlfriend who we just dumped. I mean, these are the girls.
There's women out there who need your aid and comfort.
Yeah, there were girls who were dying for me because I'm such a sex symbol. You know, that's the problem with getting some fame. I really now think I must be good looking because women come on to me all day.
It's funny because last night I was watching one of the tabloid shows. Was it Hard Copy? And they were trying to determine who was the sexiest man around today.
Yeah.
And they were saying Jim Carrey had made the transition, the leap that Jerry Lewis never made from comedian to funny man to heartthrob.
No, they paid him $6 million for a movie and he became good looking.
That's right. People's hearts start throbbing at the sound of those dollars.
Yeah, because, like, look at this. O.J. Case launches a hot new romance for Larry King. Larry King might be the ugliest guy I've ever seen. In terms of looking like a lizard.
I think that next to him, Scott is a sex symbol.
Okay, fine. I mean, I cannot imagine... Listen, I'm no woman. I don't know what women find sexy. But I got to tell you, when I look at Larry King, I can't imagine a woman dreaming of kissing those thin, disgusting lips. I mean, I just can't imagine. There's nothing charming or sexy. I mean, talk about a misogynist. I mean, there's a guy who married 6 women or something, or 4 women. I don't know.
I can't even tell how many times he's been married.
Yeah, and so even personally, he's distasteful. And certainly, physically, he's abhorrent. Mm. So listen to this article. Now, I happen to think Cindy Garvey is one of the cutest broads around.
Broad?
In a loving sense. Talk show star Larry King has the O.J. Simpson case to thank for this hot romance with gorgeous blonde Cindy Garvey, an ex-talk show host. And I know Larry King would say, you're just jealous. Yeah, well, maybe
you are.
Yeah, I am jealous.
But you don't deserve her, Larry.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you should be ashamed. You can't possibly lay in bed with Cindy Garvey and think that you deserve that. Larry interviewed Cindy on her connection with slain Nicole Simpson, and now he and Cindy are dating up a storm. Cindy came on and started talking about, being abused.
She had a couple of encounters with Nicole Brown Simpson prior to her death.
Right.
In which she understood, I think Nicole admired Cindy for getting out of her own abusive relationship, and she approached her on that level.
Cindy is a very special person to me. She's beautiful, smart, terrific woman. Larry, 61, admitted in an exclusive Inquirer interview. And Cindy, 45. Larry King sort of gets every good-looking babe as she gets into her 40s.
Right, the midlife crisis hits,
yeah.
And there's Larry to help you through it.
Yeah, he got Angie Dickinson when, after she had, had to change her life.
He's like the bridge you have to go over to get into the second part of your life.
Yeah, and I guess these women say, well, at least he's famous. At least I'm good-looking enough still to get a famous guy.
Yeah.
Cindy, the ex-wife of baseball great Steve Garvey.
And that's got to be, to me, a big lure for Larry King. You know how he has this hard-on for jocks.
Yeah. Cindy, 45, told the Inquirer, I treasure what I have with Larry. He's a great guy and has a great sense of humor. Yeah, sure. Why don't you display some of that on television or radio? She says she met Larry more than 15 years ago. They locked eyes and had a connection. They remained friends ever since. But it wasn't until Cindy appeared on Larry's show when Nicole's murder last June that sparks flew between the two talk show veterans. Cindy told viewers that Nicole Simpson had approached her looking extremely upset. Goes into that whole story.
Right.
So basically, Cindy couldn't do anything to help Nicole. She didn't know.
No, they had a couple of conversations.
Yeah. After Cindy's appearance on Larry's Washington, D.C.-based CNN show, the two began dating regularly. In mid-January, when Larry emceed the Los Angeles award show, he turned up at the event with Cindy on his arm. Yeah, that's what Cindy needs. He should marry her for 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Just wait.
Larry and Cindy were nuzzling and holding hands. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why don't you make my head explode? They were very affectionate toward each other, just like people in love. The next night, Larry and Cindy, who lives in L.A. and once hosted a local talk show, went out together to the Cable Ace Awards.
Oh.
Thank God he didn't win.
I was going to say, thank God you didn't go there and witness it for yourself.
Yeah, because I would have taken my wife and thrown her out of the car. Cindy and I see each other every time I come to Los Angeles. I love spending time with her, said 6 times married Larry. Unfortunately, she's in Los Angeles and I'm here in Virginia, so we don't have a serious commitment right now. But that shouldn't take much.
Yeah, with the other woman you met and married over the phone.
Right. The couple's relationship might be heating up even more over the next few months, and if it does, they'll have, again, O.J. to thank, a pal of Larry's confided. Larry is looking for a condo to lease in Los Angeles right now. He'll be spending a lot of time there for the O.J. Simpson trial.
No wonder he wanted to shake O.J.'s hand.
Yeah.
The other day when he was visiting.
This could be the perfect time for him and Cindy to strengthen their relationship. For all we know, he and Cindy could be married by summer and divorced by winter.
Yeah. Put that on the schedule, too.
What a fox.
Don't spend a lot on a gift.
Wow. There's a guy having a party.
You think after 6 times that he'd skip the eye-locking and the nuzzling and go
right for it. Our eyes locked and we nuzzled.
No, but that's the part he loves.
Right, he loves the romance.
He loves the eye-locking, nuzzling stage of affairs. He doesn't like the married, committed stage.
Amazing. Amazing.
And people are still locking eyes with that guy.
Yeah.
Take those glasses off. It's like little rhino eyes.
Yes.
I need to lock up. Yeah, little beady rhino eyes. That's why he wears those big giant power frames.
Mantis.
Big mantis glasses.
Yeah, don't go out in the sun.
Yeah.
Larry will fry you.
Yeah. Larry kills ants with those glasses.
Cindy, see this ant colony over here?
Hey, by the way, getting back for 1 second to this Christy Todd Whitman story, which I'm out of my mind over. Someone called me, I don't know if this is true, but up for re-election in April is, I hope this is true, I didn't even know there was an election in April.
I thought they said May.
May. Assemblyman Joseph J. Roberts, Jr., who has such a big mouth. Maybe we'll get him. If that's the case...
Well, we must find out. We'll have
find
to have
out.
some of our crack researchers look into this.
I watched the American Music Awards last night for a little bit. I love those Boys to Men, man. Now,
would you have given them a standing ovation?
Yes. I'll tell you why. Not for the songs. I don't even understand how they're famous. But I love black guys who wear, like, sweaters like the Letterman used to wear. That I know that the racists could get along if everyone behaved like Boys to Men. Thank the Lord Jesus Christ every 3 seconds. Those are black guys who get up on stage and start crying.
Yeah. They were over American Music Awards.
Yeah. That's something Dick Clark invented so he could make some extra cash.
And they're acting all surprised like they don't know how many records they've sold.
Yeah, I don't even get that. I don't even understand why somebody likes those songs. I don't even know what's going on.
There's another group. I don't know anybody who's listening to that music.
Are they like those Puerto Ricans, those little Puerto Ricans, Menudo?
No, that's the same group that stay together, not like Menudo. But they have been on the charts with #1 singles for like 36 weeks.
Were you Casey Kasem?
Yeah.
They've been on the charts for 36 weeks with #1.
And I don't know anybody who owns one of their records.
No, me neither, except for Fred.
They're non-threatening.
All of them.
No. They are non-threatening.
Yeah, when that guy falls to his knees and starts singing and crying.
He's a big pussy. I think I could kick his ass. You belong to me. I belong to you. Actual black guys who sing. They don't rap.
Yeah, they don't even have time to talk.
Yeah.
They sing.
And don't they look like you could kick their ass?
Easy.
All 4 of them.
Easy.
Take them all on at once.
I'll beat their ass.
One guy's got braces on.
Right.
Those rap stars don't wear braces. They straighten their teeth with their fingers.
Right.
It's a nice feeling. Poor guys being afraid of you.
Queen Latifah did a bunch of outfit changes.
Yes. I thought they were nice.
Did you want to see her in different outfits?
I hadn't thought about it.
She had one leather outfit on. I swear they must have killed 900 cows for that. I kept thinking of the poor cattle that died, just so she could change outfits.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I found that surprising. I mean, Laurie Morgan, the country woman, of course everybody wanted to see her
She's
in
a knockout.
different clothes.
Where'd she come from?
From country.
I'm a big fan of hers.
But and then Laurie came out in a red dress.
Yeah.
And then Queen Latifah had to find a red dress.
Queen Latifah. And then she's into the other black stars because whenever she introduces somebody, she'll say, and now here's Tom Jones. Who's a white guy, you know. Mm-hmm. And my brother, my main man, you know, Mr. Rappy Rap. Yeah, my boy. Every black guy was her boy.
Yeah. And every black woman was her girl.
Now, what if a white performer came out and introduced every white performer as my main man and ignored the black person?
Yeah.
What if it was reversed?
There'd be articles about it in the paper.
Yeah, what a racist.
Morning.
Every one of the white people were her boy.
What was she trying to say?
You're on the air.
Hello?
Yes.
Just giving you an update. Nora Dunn, she's playing a lesbian on NBC show Sisters on Saturday night.
Oh, good. That's good. Nobody even knew it.
She surfaced.
Thank you.
Okay.
Miami, you're on the air. Miami. I'm going to play the OJ. We interviewed OJ about 4 years ago. No, 2 years ago.
Yes, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I'm going to play that today. I'm going to be playing that in a couple of minutes. And Mark Harris is going to call in from his hospital bed where he had his testicles, his sac actually operated on for cosmetic surgery. Now, I want to know why a guy would check himself into a hospital, pay thousands of dollars to have his testicle sac look better.
Where is he parading around that somebody's going to see that?
That's what I'm saying. He had scrotum surgery. Honest to God. Yeah. It's like, hey, I've got a terrible dilemma. Do I take Martha Raye's money and just throw it out the window, or do I just have my scrotum tucked?
Should I burn it or have my scrotum tucked?
Right. Poor Martha Ray, you know, worked her entire life.
She swears it's not her money.
Well, we'll find out.
I don't know whose it is.
He'll be calling in. And, in fact, I think on the E! Show tonight we have 30 minutes of solid goofing on Mark Harris and exclusive footage of his TV pilot, Tasty Travels, and his play, Dorian Gray.
Really? You got footage?
We have actual tape.
I can't wait.
So that should be real good on the E! Network tonight. Yes?
Dick Van Dyke.
Hi, Dick. What do you think of Howard Stern, the radio personality? Seriously.
I don't even know who he is, to tell you the truth.
Do you think you would ever go on a show?
I don't even know him.
Why are you
heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard of him through Larry King, but I've always wondered who he was.
What, Larry King told you about him?
No, I've heard him on the air talk about him.
Oh, you mean you've heard people say Howard Stern?
Or when they phone in, you know, but I've never met him, and I don't even know who he is.
Well, did Larry say something to you about people calling in about Howard Stern?
No, only when I watch the show I notice that people do.
Oh, do you think that you would ever go on a show?
I say I don't know who he is, so I can't say.
Well, what if he called you and, maybe asked you if you would ever go on the show? What do you think you would say?
I don't know. Who is this?
This is Captain Jenks.
Captain Jenks called. How does he get through on the Miami line?
He does that all the time. I don't know what he's doing with the mastermind.
He's a mastermind of telephones.
Where did he get him?
I don't know.
And where's he talking to Dick Van Dyke?
I don't know. Orlando, you're on the air.
Morning, Howard.
Hey.
Okay, New Jersey needs to get over themselves. Down here, we're listening to your rest stop story.
No, there's nothing wrong with the people of Jersey. It's the few who have to take everything innocent and turn it into something because it's me. It bothers people that I've entered the arena of politics, and I now have powerful people who I've backed, and they've won. And they've beaten the odds.
That's the most impressive thing. I mean,
of course.
The shock jock...
shock jock nothing. Shock jock. The shock is that I have actually gotten people into high office.
That is shocking. Truly shocking.
Well, I can't stand the fact that on one side of the table where they may disagree with your entertainment philosophy, but the fact that you've backed strong, successful candidates...
Yeah, and the key word is backed. You know, it's amazing. I hear other shows. They don't really back anybody.
No.
They just sit there, well, I'm for this one. After the fact, they all hop on the bandwagon. Nobody was for Pataki.
Well, I watched him last night on Larry King, and I was very impressed. I mean, we don't vote for governor for New York down in Florida, but...
he's going to be terrific.
I was very impressed because we hadn't really gotten much on him at all. So,
all right, very good.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. You know, and another thing with this American Music Awards, they sit there now, everyone calls this guy the artist formerly known as Prince. Let me tell you something. It takes more effort to say that than to say, here's Prince.
Why can't he be Prince?
You might as well be Prince if they're still including you as the artist formerly known as Prince. And I'll tell you how bad it is. What was the part of the show that you saw, Robin, where they have to introduce him?
Yes, they had a special award for him last night.
Right.
And so somebody comes out and they read the inscription that's on... Actually, the award wasn't for him. It was for Prince.
Right.
So they were reading the inscription on the award for Prince. And then they said, and the artist formerly known as Prince will be here to accept the award in person after he gives this musical tribute.
Wow. And people buy into this.
Oh,
If they had made me a presenter at that show, I would have got up. I said, listen, this guy's a jackass. I think he's done some terrific music, but I am certainly not going to play into his wackiness. He is Prince.
You call it Prince that jackass?
Yeah, I say here's Prince the jackass to perform, and then Prince the jackass will come up and pick up his award. I'm not going to play into this. A-hole. Los Angeles, you're on the air. Imagine you get everyone to play into it.
Howard.
Yes.
How you doing, pal?
I'm not your pal.
Hey, listen, you're the best.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely love your program.
All right, thank you.
God, surprised me. I didn't think I'd get through.
All right. You have nothing to say except that I'm his pal, and I'm not his pal.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing? This Stern?
Yeah.
Who's this?
Yeah, it's Stern.
Who's this?
Ah, boy.
Huh?
sit here till you're ready. I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to say another thing until you're ready. People say I hang up on people too quick. I'm going to wait.
This guy doesn't know he's on the air.
No, I don't know I'm on the air. Okay, now I'm on the air. Because the shape, is it taped?
Oh, boy.
Okay, Howard, I just wanted to say you're great. I'm down here in Myrtle Beach. I formerly lived in Long Island.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch, I waited for you. I waited. My critics say I don't wait, and I waited for you. And you still have nothing to say.
All right, you're great. That's all I got to say.
Right. That's terrific. I'm glad you said that. I got to take a break. I'm sorry. Thank you.
You're listening to the Howard Stern Show. 97.1 The Eagle.
7:36 at the Eagle. This is Brad Baxter. It's 7:43 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Call Howard on the Eagle's toll-free line, 1-800-54-STERN. We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
I want to play that OJ tape. Hey, Papa Fooey, can you get me that OJ tape? Also, somebody sent me a fax that says, I read a fax from this guy. He sent out a press release. His name is Assemblyman Joseph J. Roberts, Jr. He was commenting on the fact that Christy Todd Whitman gave me a rest stop, and he's condemning her for it, saying that, she's obviously up to no good and can't be taken as a serious candidate. He is from Trenton, and here's a fax I received from someone. Said, just for your information, Trenton has the second worst school district in New Jersey and is dangerous to live in. Even the cops don't want to live there. So you tell me if Assemblyman Joseph J. Roberts, Jr. has really done all he can for Trenton, that he should have the time. He must have solved all the other problems of Trenton.
I guess the schools are doing fine now.
Yeah.
We just haven't seen the results.
Right. He should be so busy in the schools that he shouldn't even have time for a press release. Who's he kidding? I'm going to start talking about how he has failed his district. Yeah.
Yeah. Punk.
What?
Punk. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heyman. Yeah.
Heyman.
Yeah. Joyce Dracula. Marilyn. Yeah.
Hey, where's Fafafoe? Hey, I was watching the E! Show when we were doing the Super Bowl party, and I noticed at the end of the show, Jackie Martling is in his towel in the hall walking to the bathroom in his bare feet. I would never set foot in that bathroom in my bare feet. He's amazing. And he was going to urinate. He announces, I'm going to try to urinate. Would you get the camera off me? He's going to be in his bare feet standing at the urinal where guys miss and hit the floor all the time. He's amazing.
Pea-foot.
Yeah, pea-foot.
I have tried to warn you for years that Jackie's hygiene leaves a lot to be desired.
Well, I'm not sharing food with him. What is it, Papa Foley?
You just called from...
Yeah, I want the OJ tape, the interview, if you have it around, okay? Thank you. Las Vegas, Oops. All right, Philadelphia, you're on the air.
Howard.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yes.
I think you should take that rest stop in New Jersey.
Well, I'm going to take it. I feel bad for this Christy Todd Whitman. I'll tell you why. I feel like she did something with a good sense of humor.
She's being sandbagged.
She didn't cost the taxpayers any money. It was clear that our audience supported her, and she cares about our audience supporting her and wants to reward them in some way.
That's right.
And did you understand, I consider it a great honor to have a rest stop named after me. It's very exciting to me.
That's right.
I consider it a career milestone. So it is important to me, but I'm saying that I might offer her the opportunity to at least know that if she wants to take it back, I would never say a bad word about her because she's being sandbagged.
Well, that's because you're a right guy.
That's right.
And, kids in this country go to bed hungry.
Of course.
Women get beaten up and battered.
Right.
There's homelessness, there's poverty. And I don't see all of these waste-our-time groups get all up in arms about that.
Nothing.
But somebody names a toilet after a guy who the only thing he's guilty of is standing up and saying what everybody else wants to say but doesn't have the balls to.
Well,
and they're getting all up in arms about, man, it shows you where the priorities are.
Well, I mean, you would think that the National Organization for Women wasn't aware of the fact that there are bombings of abortion clinics going on now.
Yeah, I know.
All right, thank you.
You bet.
Every problem has been solved, so now they can concentrate on this one. How we doing over there, Gary?
You're all.
Papa Flunky.
Papa Flunky. You want me to hang out here? Am I supposed to speak to Mark Harris about getting his sack
We can
operate it on?
If you wanted to do this, we could play this, and it was due to talk to Mark around 8, but...
All right, I just think this is kind of interesting. I was watching the O.J. trial yesterday. God knows what the hell's going on. I'm already so bored with it, I can't even keep my eyes on it.
Thank goodness. I think the opening arguments are over.
Yeah, well, as I predicted yesterday, Robin, as you know.
Yes, I wrote it down.
I said that the opening arguments would go on immediately, that Judge Ito would carry on for a few seconds and then allow them to go on.
Well, he did critically sanction the defense. Told the jury that they had broken the law.
Right.
Which damages their credibility greatly. And then I think Johnny Cochran was so rattled, he didn't remember what he said last week. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He said that, first of all, O.J. was severely hampered by his arthritis.
Right.
And was having trouble. And then he was out swinging a golf club at the time Nicole was supposed to be murdered.
In the middle of the night, he was practicing his golf swing outside.
Yeah, in the dark.
Yeah. But didn't he tell that limo driver he'd been asleep?
And why was he in such a rush?
Yeah.
If he had time to play golf, why did he have to run around the house to get ready?
Because he's guilty.
And why couldn't he answer the door?
Because he's guilty. He's guilty of murdering two nice human beings, a lovely woman with 2 children, and who did nothing wrong except to marry O.J. And a guy named Ron Goldman, who had his whole life ahead of him, handsome guy, big muscular guy, who had his whole life in front of him, chicks.
A hunk.
A hunk. A hunk. Good-looking guy stopped off, and I don't care if he was having sex with Nicole or what he was doing.
She's a free woman.
She's a free woman. Who's this O.J.? Controlling the world? This guy wigged out, and he killed, and he deserves to spend the rest of his life in jail. And that's that.
I loved you too much.
I loved you too much. I like that.
I guess that was my problem.
Yeah. And when he says that, it's so funny because they should flash the pictures of her beaten and bruised.
Face.
Yeah, with a big battered face. I loved you too much.
I would have stopped a bullet for you.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It looked like you stopped one with a face.
Looks like you would have put a bullet in her. I saw one guy on TV. Oh, I know who it was. The guy who was going to play O.J. on Fox Television.
Hosea Williams, I think.
Whatever his name is, the guy should be ashamed of himself. He goes, boy, I watched the trial, and I feel sorry for O.J. I feel sorry for him.
I don't know why. I mean, O.J., the golf alibi is just a wonder.
That's the best.
I needs to kill, I needs to putt. I'm so conflicted.
Where do I go from here?
Johnny.
Oh, yes?
Help me, Johnny.
That must be some meeting when they all get together.
Johnny.
So, O.J., would you say that you were playing golf that night?
I don't know what the hell I did.
No, but don't you think you were playing golf?
I think I was playing, but what about my hand?
Yeah, did you cut your hand on a... You might have cut it on the golf.
All that arthritis draining out on the floor.
Right, no. O.J., listen to me.
Yeah.
I said, couldn't it be that you cut your hand on the golf club?
Johnny, what do you do?
Are you listening, O.J.?
I'm listening to you.
All right, listen to me. I'm going to say, yeah.
Johnny, what do you do when you feel like killing your wife?
Well,
what do you do? I mean, you act on it like...
Yeah. It must be some meeting. All right.
It's really quite interesting that O.J. was severely... He couldn't hold cards in the middle of the afternoon.
Couldn't hold it, but he was playing golf.
And he was playing golf at night.
It's really getting wild. Now, you know what? I talk to people as recently as yesterday who say, oh, my opinion's starting to change on the O.J. case. I said, you're kidding me. You're that stupid, huh? I mean, people can tell you anything, and you would listen.
Another thing, O.J. has a house full of phones.
Right.
He's bleeding, and he has to run to his car to get a phone.
Right. Wonder
That's
why.
where all the blood came from.
Oh, is that the explanation? Oh, my God. Why don't you say that? Why don't you say it from the beginning? You shouldn't be in jail.
Fair. Why would you need your cellular phone in your house?
Skipposing.
It just seems like the defense tried to raise as much doubt with the public before they actually had to go in and be accountable to somebody.
Yes.
Now it's all retarded.
That's a mess. And by Johnny Cochran actually going in there and doing what he did and having the judge chastise him has totally blown all credibility.
He should be fired immediately.
$700 an hour, and he still collects no matter what he does. These lawyers got the best racket. No matter how they behave, they will collect their $700 an hour.
Johnny, let me hold on. Johnny, let me hold on to Exhibit A. I want to stab you.
And that's what I was going to say. The best defense that O.J.'s getting is the fact that he's sitting there and those lawyers are screwing up like that, and he hasn't blown up. He should be attacking them.
And every day he keeps shrinking in size. OJ, he's almost disappearing.
He's a shell of his himself.
He looks like a marionette after you let the strings down.
Yeah.
He's just like hunched there.
His skull is starting to cave in. His eyes are starting to like wither.
And there's no more smiling.
He is the artist formerly known as OJ.
He is. The football star and wife beater formerly known as OJ.
Johnny, I don't trust that plea. I don't think he beats his wife, do he?
Yeah, now it turns out everybody on the defense beats their wife almost. What they say today in the paper, Kardashian?
He has a problem.
Well, they didn't say he beat her physically, that it was mental abuse.
Right.
But every guy puts his wife through that.
Yeah, it was that
I can't blame him for
gray
that.
in his hair that got him all set off.
My wife's queen of mental abuse.
But she abuses back.
Oh, I don't say no. She abuses back. I'm more abused than any man. She laid it on me pretty good last night.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. She yells at me all the time. She got to keep me in line.
But would she yell about the Super Bowl stuff?
No.
No, see, I got what she does. She yells at you about something else.
Right.
But
when she's angry about the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Right.
But they all do that.
Yeah.
Keep you jumping. Keep you jumping. What do you yell at you
But
about?
that's all right. I go down and yell at the kids, so everything's fine.
Just slide down
right.
Who do they yell at?
They yell at
The
the cat.
Right.
A lot of yelling going on.
So what was it about?
No. It was nothing. She always keeps me in line every night. It was nothing major last night.
You got to get yourself a knife and they shut up fast.
I like it, though.
Wow. I just wonder, is it like you left your socks in the wrong place?
No, it's just my wife's a therapist, and she can tell me what's wrong with me at any given moment.
Oh.
Right.
She got an analysis.
Right.
You're suffering from...
Minute by minute critique.
Yeah.
Constant.
Do you need therapy?
I came home yesterday, though. I took her by surprise. I said to her, get upstairs. I'm very tense. I need to unwind. She goes, what are you talking about? I said, you know what I'm talking about. Get up there and let's get going. I need to relieve myself. And I'm going to foul myself. I'm going to foul your bra, I said to her. She goes, what are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. I said, I'm going to foul your bra. She didn't even know what I was talking about. She goes, listen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She said, I'll tell you in a minute.
I know what he's talking about.
She says, I'm hungry. I said, yeah, you're hungry for meat. And let me tell you something. That's what I got. So she goes, are you insane? I said, look, get upstairs. So she goes, I got to go eat lunch. So she goes up and she eats lunch. I came up. I followed up on it. I said, I'm ready. Let's get up there right now. I'm going to pull your pants off, and I'm going to do something to you.
Wait a second. You offered your wife spontaneous sex, which you almost never do, and she said she had to go eat lunch?
Yep.
This is how it's going over there.
Yeah. She had to eat lunch. So I said, all right, I'll give you 5 minutes to eat. And I walk in the kitchen. She's taking her time. That's it. Eating's over. Get upstairs and help me out. I pull down those pants. She had on some wax.
There's only one wax.
I want her shaving anyway. That waxing is for the birds. I swear to God.
I don't know why you're concerned.
Because I got to look.
Don't look.
Oh, what? Don't look. I hardly ever get a look. I finally get a look, and I see a jungle.
That belongs to me.
That's my triangle.
My children came out there.
Out there. My children. So, I don't know. She was unkempt like you never saw. She was rolling down the thighs there. I said, listen, you get to work on that. I don't even want to know you got hair there.
It's ridiculous. You got hair
I said, why
everywhere.
can't you shave? Why can't you shave those areas? Like Robin does. I brought up your name. Your name came up. And she goes, well, what do you mean? I said,
what do you
waxing,
know about me?
I said, waxing, I know plenty about you. I said, waxing doesn't work. Because once you wax, you got to wait for it to grow back in again. Shaving like Robin does every day, keep you nice and groomed there. Because if you shave every day, right, Robin, your skin builds up a resistance, a toughness. She goes, well, I can't do that. I said, well, yes, you can. I'll take you in the shower and suds you up right now. So then I threw her down on the bed, fiddled around a little. 2 seconds.
I was going to say total time.
Clocked in under 6 minutes. I was done. I was right back.
6 minutes.
I was right back at my desk working.
Does that include lunch?
No, it does not include lunch. Nitwit. And I made her keep her bra on. Right. She didn't care. She didn't like that bra anyway. A mess. What a mess of a man I am.
Yeah, it sounds so exciting.
Doesn't it sound good?
Relieve me.
Yeah, I got a lot of tension.
Caveman.
Yeah, I am. I swear I am.
I know.
And it happens like once a week, and all of a sudden, like the urge comes over me, and I
drags a club home.
Yeah.
Batter's wife with a
Smack her in the head and lay her down on the bed.
Now go clean yourself off.
She told me I was good, though. I gave her an orgasm. I don't know if I did. She said I did. She's nice about it.
Well, it sounds like she's having a great time. I gotta have lunch.
Yeah, she's not even into it.
What are you talking about? She's trying to hope you won't press the issue.
So then I said to her, hey, I know a girl who wants to come over and do you. How about it? She goes, absolutely not. I brought it up. Not that I know any girl who would do it, but she said, absolutely not. Can't do it.
I can't believe you said that.
I tried. She goes, all right, let's bring another guy into bed. Can you handle that?
Ah.
I said, sure. She's not going to do that either.
So you can say yes to anything.
Yeah, let's try my thing first, and then we'll try what you want to do.
Sure.
Yeah. It was pretty good, though, you know. I felt pretty relaxed afterwards. Felt nice, like taking a little nap. Want to play the OJ tape? Or you want to do Mark Harris?
I think we're going to do Mark Harris.
I just want to find out what possesses a guy to have his testicles operated
He's
on.
not going to be straight with you. He can't be straight.
Cosmetic surgery for your scrotum. Next on The Howard Stern Show.
We're back with The Howard Stern Show.
Yeah. Now that's a band. I love that. I told our general manager I want to come in one day and just play records, do a show at night.
I'm sure he'd allow you to do it.
He said I could do it. As soon as he said I could do it, I said, forget it.
Yeah. Didn't want to do it.
I didn't get into it. I would play stuff like that. I would rock. Maybe I'll do it. But then you know me. I'll play a record and then I'll screw up and I'll get on mic and start talking.
Yeah.
And it'll end up being a whole...
It'll be this show.
It'll be this show. But I really would like to make a concerted effort to come in and do a disc jockey show.
Well, you know what you have to do?
Yeah.
Plan it out completely. You'd have to already have chosen the records.
Right.
So that there was no possible screw-up.
And I'd bring like Fafa Fooey and Scott, make them sit there and play the actual record.
No, you can't bring Fafa Fooey and Scott.
Who's making the rules here? What do you mean I can't bring them?
You'll talk to them.
All right, I got about 3 things going on. I got Scrotum Boy waiting to talk, but he needs about 10 minutes.
Scrotum Tuck Boy.
Scrotum Tuck Boy.
I have to prepare.
He needs about 10 minutes to come on the air with us because there's been a power outage over there by the hospital. Evidently, the power blew out when they were working on his scrotum. Then...
Is that like you have to go into the hospital, or do you do that in an office?
No, I think you go in the hospital for that. You know.
Sit in a dentist chair.
They got a special seat.
I don't know that there's another person in the world who's had that operation. I can't imagine someone wants a nicer looking scrotum. But also I have the OJ tape, which I've been threatening to play for a long time.
Yeah.
And then guess who just popped in? That guy who was married to Miss Howard Stern 1995. They evidently split up.
Corky.
And Corky wants to come on the air and make a plea for her back.
Let's hear it. I like that.
You want that first?
Yeah. He's a man in need.
All right, Corky to me is a real ugly guy.
Yeah.
And I could understand why he wants her back. Hey, Corky, how you doing? Come on in, bro. Oh, man, you really are bummed.
Oh, my God.
I heard you've been calling like, look at you. You look a mess.
Yeah.
Wow. I thought you guys were so much in love.
Yeah, we were.
What happened?
Exactly.
He's a nice guy. I like this guy.
Well, he was a little bit obsessed.
No, I wasn't obsessed. You know what it was? It
He's
was
a lot
that
obsessed.
after she became famous and everything, you know, I found it hard to deal with, you know, being jealous of her and her going on the go-sees every day and the career thing.
You couldn't handle her success?
No, I was able to handle it. I was fine with it. I mean, I was the one who told her to go on the Howard Stern show. She said I was controlling, but how controlling was I? I allowed her to go on the show. And
I allowed her?
Yeah, see?
Well, you know,
you could have put up a
you wouldn't
stink.
allow your wife to go on the Lisa Gibbons talk show.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
I was more... I loved her, and
Boy, he should be a lawyer.
No,
I felt
because
that
your
her
wife
love-
really didn't want to go.
Right. No, she She might have wanted to go, but I was
She didn't want
controlling.
to go that much. His wife wants to have a career.
I said to my wife, look, here's why you... See, now I'm going to get a divorce because of you. I said to my wife with the Lisa Gibbons show, I said to my wife, you ain't going on there because the reason they want you on there is because of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not interested in taking my wife. I'm putting her on some dumb show that's going to be canceled.
You're Bruce and what's her name, Jenner.
Right.
Doing infomercials.
Yeah, right. I'm not interested in my wife being in show business.
You're William and Marcy Shatner.
So I'm controlling. Yeah, okay, I'll say that. But when it comes to my career, I don't need that.
Right, but I wasn't controlling, you know. I was...
Well, I think about the
day I met her, she wanted to go on Star Search and all of these things. And when I heard about the pageant...
Yeah.
I felt that there was no way she could lose it.
Well, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, the Miss Howard Stern pageant happened in 1994. And it was New Year's 1994. And we decided we needed a show representative, someone who exemplified beauty, grace, and all of the powers that a Miss Howard Stern should have. And we had a contest.
That's attributes, Howard.
Yeah. I couldn't think of the word.
Powers.
Okay, so I'm not that articulate. I just watched the American Music Awards, all right? I was listening to 10 hours of Snoop Doggy Dogg. It's not easy to master the English language if you listen to that. So we went on a search, and we had, 50 beautiful women up there on stage. In fact, there is a tape of it. I think the 1-800-52 Stern line is closed down now, but you never know. There was a couple of tapes still laying around. But for those of you out of town who couldn't get one. So you can see Corky's wife. Now, the reason we call him Corky is because he happens to look like the retard on the Corky show.
Yeah, well, Corky's gone now. I don't even know if anybody remembers who Corky is because that show went off the air.
From One Life at a Time, the retard.
Life goes on.
You're much better looking than him. Yeah, well, life goes on. One life at a time.
One life at a time.
You looked a little like him. But now I look you over. You don't look that bad.
Anyway, it was...
you got a good physique.
4 days before she...
You don't have the physique of a retard.
No.
I don't want to put the guy down because he's at a low point.
You know what, Howard? The guy's really hurting. I mean,
he is.
He's really upset. He's carrying around, everything from love notes she wrote to him to phone records.
No, you know what it was? It was 4 days before she took off. All she was obsessed with was the house. She was so happy about the house.
What do you mean the house?
What house?
You guys bought a house?
Yeah, the house that I was buying for her. We put over $20,000 down in contract.
Right.
And all she talked about was the house and...
What, has he got notes?
Yeah, you got some kind of notebook there?
Yeah, these are things that she just recently wrote before she walked out on me. I didn't know if it was because of her career.
Right.
Or that she felt that I was holding her back, because when she went to do Tales of the Crypt, she left to shoot the movie at 1 in the afternoon and didn't get home till 4:30 in the morning, and I was upset about it.
Right.
And then Playboy wanted her to do some softcore pornography. And in the airport, I says, "Are you kidding me? You're the mother of a child. It's nothing but pornography."
Right.
And then recently they wanted her to do this Girls of Radio thing.
Right.
They wanted her to sleep with other men, and they were giving her a big $800.
Right.
Sleep with other men?
Yeah, or women. They gave her a choice.
Right. Pose with other men and women.
I mean, that's how she felt I was controlling and manipulating her
Well, maybe
life.
she wasn't in love with you anymore.
How could she not be in love with me anymore when every day of her life she told me I love you more, and I would say no, I love you more. It was like all she talked about.
Listen, that's all
A lot
talk.
of times you just have to say that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't
Listen, so what happened? She walked out on you how long ago?
She walked out on me the day, New Year's Eve day.
Wow. A year exactly from the New Year's show.
Yeah, after becoming Miss Howard Stern.
She didn't call me. She didn't speak to me. She called me the following Thursday from family court in Nassau County because she was going for an order of protection. And I says, an order of protection against what? I says, over the 5 years we're married, I've never hit you.
Right.
I've never raised a finger to you. All I've done is buy you the best of everything and worked. I've been working really hard since August. I've been cleaning out big factories, by myself. I literally cleaned out Castro Convertible by myself, the entire plant.
Right.
Just, to get her to have the house that she wanted and everything she wanted.
Right.
And she was, bringing up things to me that I said about her parents because Elaine was Puerto Rican, and when we went to put her on the pageant, I told her that, that it would be better if she said she was Italian. This way you wouldn't...
Certainly wouldn't have mattered.
It certainly
I
wouldn't
felt
have.
that you would have...
no, it wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah, right.
No, what do I care? I love Puerto Rican.
Right,
don't second guess us, Corky.
Yeah.
If you have a problem with her ancestors.
Hey, listen,
just because you want to... Yeah, well, don't think you know so well. All right, so here, let me get this straight. You want your wife back, right?
Yeah.
But she has said to you, look, I don't love you anymore.
Right. And anyway, I just got the phone bill, and it turns out, after all, she was calling some ex-boyfriend.
Well, you don't know that for a fact.
No, I do know it for a fact.
He's got the phone record.
Oh, I see. So
she's living at this guy's house.
Well, you don't know where she's living.
No, I know exactly where.
Oh, you do?
Why are you telling him he doesn't know?
I just figure he doesn't. No, listen, this is no way to get your wife back, though, because you sounding like OJ. Now, listen to me. Listen to me. That's no way. It doesn't matter where she's living. You can't get hung up on this. If she wants you, she's going to come back to you. Understand?
If it's meant to be.
Yeah, but I just feel that she has nobody to talk to her that's giving her right advice.
The good advice.
The good advice
You're
that she
giving
needs.
her
I mean, for the
your
baby's sake.
Well, she calls in. Maybe I'll give her some good
advice. She modeled herself Miss Howard Stern after you because she was a loving wife. And she cared about the baby and her family, and that came first.
Right.
And the way she cut out and just told me that she didn't love me and she never loved me for the last couple of years. You know, I think she's just confused. She was reading this book by something Robbins.
Robin Quivers?
No.
Tony Robbins?
Tony Robbins' book.
Awaken the Sleeping Giant?
She told my mom.
Did she awake the sleeping giant? That book they ought to burn. Did she awake the sleeping giant?
She told my mother 4 days after she read the book, it gave her the strength to pick up and leave me.
Well, maybe she wasn't in love with you anymore, though.
I find it hard to believe when this
I know, looking at you in the mirror,
every
I find
day
it hard to believe.
she told me.
Yeah, she was in love. She was. Listen to me. I'm going to talk some sense to you. Now, listen to me. I don't want you flipping out over this. It's an upsetting thing when your wife leaves you.
And you had a very beautiful girl there.
For the baby's sake.
And she is gorgeous.
I'm even continuing to buy the house just so that my daughter can have a place she can call home.
Right.
You know, and she
Well,
took
that's
all
a good
my
thing.
money. She left with the money.
Oh, your money's gone?
Well, you know, I have enough to just buy the house. You know, but as far as operating the business and everything else, no, after I buy the house.
Well, maybe she wasn't happy in the marriage anymore or whatever.
She was. I mean, I reviewed tapes that I made of...
Really?
We were
But
always
maybe she
happy.
loved you. Maybe she loved you all along, but then one day woke up and said, I don't want to spend the rest of my life like
Howard, this is the hardest thing for men to understand. When a woman is saying these things, they just automatically tend to believe them. But a lot of times, a woman winds up in a situation where it's not exactly what she thought it used to be anymore, but she's locked in.
Right.
And she's supposed to say, no, I love you more every time you say, no, I love you more. So she says it.
Yeah. And maybe, you know what, maybe she's looking for a more glamorous life, you know what I mean?
She initiated it,
Right.
you know?
She might have been looking for a more glamorous life. Listen, and she might end up regretting it the rest of her life that she left you because, quite frankly, a lot of women think they're going to be in show business.
Greener pasture.
I see it all the time. I meet women every day who think they're going to be in show business.
A year went by, and the only opportunities she ever got offered were just parts that they wanted to see her naked in, you know?
Right.
Even this stupid Tales from the Crypt thing that she went to shoot. I mean, Elaine's a beautiful girl. The movie #1 was totally ridiculous.
Right.
And she didn't even look good in it.
Right.
I mean, you know, for the half a second you seen her in the movie.
So you're saying she's chasing a pipe dream?
I'm saying she's chasing a pipe dream. I think she fell in love with this guy who she's been talking to. She said she discussed her problems with him. I said,
Well, it could have been a good friend that she decided to discuss her problem
But why didn't she talk her problems over with me? She knows I'd move heaven and earth to make her happy, which I've done since the day I met her. I never let her settle for anything that wasn't the best.
Well, here's a guy who loves his wife.
I never let her cook.
Right.
You
never let your wife cook?
Never
It's a
let
big
her
mistake. Should have made her cook.
No, I didn't feel that.
I don't let my wife cook. It was a big mistake. Now I can't even get a sandwich. The other day I'm sitting home in my house. I said,
totally spoiled.
I said to myself, you know, I got to go upstairs and make myself a sandwich. You think once in a while my wife would offer me a sandwich?
Offer you? My wife.
You know what my wife did? Last night she went out and bought some Chinese food and told me it was ready. That was the closest it's come to any kind of food preparation.
Comes 8 o'clock, Elaine used to jump in bed, and like I would be her butler. She'd get me soda, get me this. She would never get out of the bed after 8 o'clock.
You would get her soda?
I would wait. I waited on her hand and foot.
Yeah, you might have been too attentive. Too attentive.
All I know is that she's gone.
She's gone.
When
Now,
a person
here's what I
wants
say.
to go, you have to let him go.
Let him go.
I want to let her go, but I felt that she told me that, you know what it was? I didn't
Get
give
yourself
her
a new girl. That's what I
didn't give her
say.
the car to
Right.
leave me. And
Right.
I was frantic. I was hysterical crying and
Right.
begging her, Elaine, please.
Come back.
How could I give her the car and the keys to walk out of my life? And she felt that I got crazy.
This is amour. This is amour.
No, this is a mess.
This is a mess of amour. Let me say something. You're a man in love, and I don't blame you. You take a look at that tape at 1-800-52-STERN if there's any left.
I mean,
you
even
take a
when
look at this guy's wife. You take a look at this guy's wife. You'd be crying, too.
Do you want to try calling her?
That is one hot minky. Let me tell you, this Miss Howard Stern is somehow...
And I don't know what their sex life was like for real, but the stories she used to tell.
She had an unbelievable sex life.
You animal.
Unbelievable.
Really?
Unbelievable.
You gave it, you satisfied her?
More than satisfied.
Really? Good for you. Lucky bastard.
Well, if he did,
hey, at least you had it for a while.
Yeah, just,
because sometimes women get tired. Let me tell you something. How long were you married?
Too much sex.
She was very young, too.
She said there's too much sex?
She said it was too much.
Too much?
I bothered her for too much sex.
Well, the way she looks, I would have bothered her a lot more.
You would have been a nuisance, too.
Let me ask you a question. What, do you have sex once or twice a day? 2, 3 times a day?
For the first couple of years, about 2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah, and then you taper off, right?
And we tapered off to a minimum once, twice a day.
Wow.
And then after she won the pageant and she got her breast implant.
I'll bleep that out. That's between you and your wife. Now you see, now you're being vindictive.
Oh, well, I feel vindictive, yeah.
You shouldn't be vindictive. It's no way to win a woman back. The only way to win a woman back is to act
Go on with your life.
Go on with your life, and then they go, oh, I wish I was back with him.
Maybe he has something going on. I better check him out.
Trust me on this, my friend. If you sit and pine away from her, she's never going to look at you again. You got to get on with your life. Start dating. You got anybody you can date?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Tell her you're dating. Lie.
Lie to her.
Make
Robin, say
up.
you're dating. I'm telling you, you got to get on with your life.
Yeah,
you can't be
the baby though.
You haven't seen your child. She's keeping you away from your child.
She wouldn't let me see the baby on Sunday.
Well, that's not right.
She was supposed to bring the baby tonight. I don't think.
Gary, get me Elaine on the phone. I want to find out what's going on.
The one thing you can't do is make your child a part of your divorce.
Right.
You're still the baby's father.
My baby adores me.
What is it?
I can't really get a hold of Elaine because. She's on beeper, and I beeped her twice, and she hasn't called.
Tell her to call in. I want to settle this. I think what you guys ought to do is divorce. Now, I'm going to tell you why. There's no way to win a woman back. No way.
Let her go.
You ever see the movie where this guy, Robert Redford, offers the wife $1 million to have sex?
No.
You didn't see that in Decent Proposal?
I wouldn't see that movie.
You won't see that?
No.
You should go see that. You know how he wins his wife back? From Robert Redford? That actually doesn't apply.
Well, when he finally went on with his life,
she wanted him back.
Look for him again.
Yeah, but I feel bad for the baby. She cries
believe me.
crying. I miss my daddy. She cries.
That's bad. And always with kids, it's bad.
It's bad.
You got to visit the kid.
But she don't let me near the house.
But you can't use the kid to get back at her.
Order of protection.
Listen to me. You
can't keep me away from the house.
You can't use the kid.
I mean, her boyfriend called me up and threatened my life. Yeah.
Are you going over and hanging out where they are? Stop doing that. You can't do something like that.
Yeah, but listen to me. You can't use your kid to get Miss Howard Stern back.
Don't say Miss Howard Stern.
Why not?
Because she's not Miss Howard Stern anymore.
Well, she is,
we haven't crowned anybody
else.
She
is still reigning.
Yeah, well, reigning what?
Reigning Miss Howard Stern.
Her dignity and her respect for what she did as a person,
Nah, come on. Just because you get a divorce doesn't mean that the person lost her dignity.
It wasn't a pageant for Mrs. Corky.
Yeah, right. This is it. Come on. She didn't lose her dignity and respect. She didn't. She did not. She always handled herself nicely.
She has honored the title.
She's a nice lady. She is.
Well, if she wasn't, why would you want her back?
Right.
Make up your mind.
Well,
either she's a nice lady or she's not.
She is a nice lady.
What she's doing
I know her. She's a nice lady.
What she's doing now
But she fell out of love. Is that a crime? Is that a crime? What is it?
See, she digs you because she listens to what you say. She just called in.
All right, good. Elaine?
Hi.
You are the reigning Miss Howard Stern.
Yes, I am.
So what happened? You two were in love.
Howard.
It fell apart.
He will not leave me alone. First of all, the only reason why I called was to say that he's totally lying about the baby. First of all, when I left him, I said to him, I did not take all his money.
Right.
I left him the business. I could close down the corporation today if I want him to make no money at all.
You didn't take all the money, Elaine. You took over
Steven,
$20,000 in your bank.
Excuse me? I think I made over $100,000 this year. Am I entitled to $20,000 to take care of your daughter?
How did you make over $100,000?
I gave her 50.
That's right.
You gave her 50.
Plus all of my
went
appearances.
to taxes,
right? Right.
15 went
it didn't go to taxes yet, Howard. I had over $10,000. I had over $10,000 in my purse, and he took it from me.
$63,000 in your account before you
the day
ever
that I was
won this
leaving.
house.
He left me with not even a dime in my freaking
Elaine,
pocket.
how much money have I given you since
Look,
you left?
Wait
a second. Here's the point. You two.
Let me just say one thing.
First of all, when it comes to your daughter,
That's why I called.
When it comes to your daughter, you see, my problem is.
Please just let me say
hold on. If you go to, listen to me, will you? If you go to the daughter, and you go to visit her, and then you start driving her nuts.
She doesn't allow me to visit her.
Yeah, but I'm saying, even if she does, she'll allow you to visit as long as you don't hound her for coming back.
And maybe they can have a third-party situation.
When I left him, he won't let me talk because he doesn't want the truth to come out. When I left him, I went to family court so that I can be able to allow him to see his daughter without the threat of him taking his daughter away from me.
Right. She's probably afraid you'll run off with the kid.
He saw the baby. I left him December 30th. He saw her the following weekend. He needed her Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I gave him her Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then he called up the second weekend. What am I doing, babysitting for you? Well, look, you're not babysitting for me. As far as I'm concerned, you're a bad influence on my daughter.
Well, wait a second.
That was her I am allowing
you two were in love with each other a couple of weeks ago.
He's a bad influence. When I was leaving, Howard, when I was leaving,
hold on.
Let me say something. When I was leaving, he grabbed my daughter and said, "Mommy is going to kill me if she leaves. She's ripping my heart out," and grabbed my daughter crying like that and telling her that Mommy is going to kill me. I'm if Mommy leaves.
Well,
and he told my daughter when she came home, she said, my dog is Jewish, I'm Jewish, and my daddy's Jewish, and I'm not supposed to love anyone in this house. And for her birthday party, she came home and said, in front of everyone at her birthday party, she said, well, I'm supposed to kick and scream so that my daddy can come.
You wouldn't
this
allow
is
me
not
to go
made
to
up
my own daughter's birthday party.
That's right. I would be very uncomfortable.
Stephen, never mind the corky name. You should throw your own birthday party for the kid.
Yeah. That's right.
You don't have to go to her birthday party.
She wrote about me. I mean, just
she loved you then.
She left that was a week before she left.
She was confused.
That was not a week before I left you.
So Elaine, did you write him a love letter a week before?
Steve, Howard, I wrote all the time stuff. You know, when you're a writer, I took writing in college.
Right.
When you're a writer, they tell you to write in your journal. So I wrote in my journal almost all the time. I used to just write stuff, just to get stuff off of my chest, because he's not the kind of person that you can actually talk to.
Well, listen, whatever. Look, she's not in love with him anymore.
No, not at all. I've been trying to tell him that for over a month.
You got to get on with your life, and you guys got to worry about your kid. You got to can't badmouth each other to the kid.
You were having an affair with this guy.
I am not.
Are you having an affair?
Absolutely not.
Elaine, the phone bill proves it.
If I never saw another penis in my life, it would be too soon.
Really? You're not going lesbo on me, are you?
Elaine, you were calling this guy on the 16th.
Quiet. I got to find out what's that all about, Elaine.
I think she's had it with guys.
No, I'm just totally I'm totally upset, and I don't want to be with another man. Don't you see how obsessed he is?
Obsessed? I'm not obsessed.
Listen, he's in love with you. He's in love with his wife.
I'm living.
Elaine, you didn't give me. You never talked to me about the problems. You were calling a strange ex-boyfriend.
He called the police up and said that I was in a cult.
Yeah, because that's what I thought.
Told on this family that I'm in a cult.
Are you in a cult?
I don't know.
Absolutely not. He's sick. He is sick.
Well,
this is a family where a woman is pregnant. A woman is 6 months pregnant.
He is
husband and 2 children.
He is upset. He is upset because
he's obsessed.
He's in love with you.
I'm not upset.
But I am here to say the following. I will now rule on this.
Elaine, you were calling this guy on the 16th, telling him our problems. Why weren't you talking to me
I left you on the 30th. I guess, that's about right. 14 days to have an affair and fall in love and run away.
Why were you talking to him about your problems? If you had problems, you should have spoke to me.
Look what happened.
I've done everything.
I talked to Dominic Barbara.
Yeah, for half an hour. Then you called your boyfriend after.
Not only for half an hour. I went to go see Dominic myself.
Oh, yeah, Dominic cares about our family and my daughter.
No, I needed legal advice.
Right.
First of all, I'm giving you everything. If you're saying that I'm taking everything, then I will take everything.
Elaine, you're not taking everything, right?
So,
You took the money and have to buy the house, all right?
That's right. He's got the house now. He's got the truck. He's got the business.
The truck, the business. Elaine, when I met you, you lived in the projects. You had nothing. I gave you everything.
Excuse me?
All right? Everything
you gave me everything? Stephen, you were making $500 a week working for a psychopath father of yours.
So that wasn't my fault. I tried to support you and the baby. I bought you an engagement ring for $8,000.
Oh, wonderful.
All right? I bought you the best of everything.
All right, here's what I said. You are a man who loves his wife. Unfortunately, your wife, for one reason or another, I hear she doesn't love you. Now listen to me. You know what you got to do? Let me tell you something.
Marriage counselor or somebody that knew how to handle it.
Some people.
I said to him, Howard,
Wait a second. I don't care.
Had you let me leave, I would have went to counseling with him, and we could have had a nice, friendly relationship.
For me to let you leave every day of my life. You told me you loved me.
He ripped the money out of my purse, my car keys, and threatened to rip my breast off.
Are you
really?
I never threatened to rip your breast.
Oh yeah, well you signed the petition to the court agreeing that you did.
Elaine, they never showed it to me. They wanted me to see. I wanted to see the baby. They says if you agree to the protection, you could see the baby.
That's not
I never
true at all.
read that whole thing.
You just signed it.
I just signed it. At that point, I was hysterical.
Right, he just signed it. He had me on the phone for an hour, conning me into thinking that he was at work doing nothing.
Let me say something.
And he showed up there.
I will settle this.
You can't settle this.
Yes, I can.
Yes, Howard
You got to listen to me, Steve and Elaine. Steve, forget about it. First of all, I think all this has gone to her head.
That's not true.
Listen to me a little bit. Listen, I got to make this even. Here's what I'm saying. She's going to go out now and experience the world on her own.
You got to realize she got married very young.
Very young.
She's just grown up.
Listen.
Just turned 18.
And the show business bug is in her.
That's not true. That's not true.
All right, well, let me say it's
I left him
true.
for him, Howard.
All right.
If my brother bought me a pair of earrings, I couldn't wear them because my brother bought them for me.
That's not true.
That's not true. I couldn't wear green, red, or black because I look like a spick or a nigger. That's not true. That's not true, Stephen. Every other word from your mouth was not nigger and spick.
And Reggie
and
did
to
look
my
like
daughter,
a spick.
that my daughter can say nigger and spick every minute of the day. I should allow that.
Wait a second. Wait, now, what kind of thing is that, nigger and spick?
Oh, boy.
Can't we all just get along?
That's exactly the way that he is.
Listen to me. Listen, everybody has their faults. Listen, let me say something. This is a man you were in love with at one time, for whatever reason. You are obviously still in love with her. Problem is, Elaine is no longer in love with Steve. Miss Howard Stern, 1994, is not in love with Steve.
Yeah, she's in love with an ex-boyfriend.
It doesn't matter who
She says it doesn't matter.
Oh my God.
Doesn't matter who she's in love with. If she's in love with
you.
skunk, doesn't make a difference. She's entitled. See, this is where OJ went nuts. He wanted you got it made. You're going to get on with your life now?
You're going to date again.
You're going to be dating.
This is what Howard has been dreaming of.
I'll trade places with you.
Look at my poor daughter. She has to grow up.
Your daughter's much happier. She is much happier.
She's much happier.
No, listen, you're going to have time with her. She's going to have time with her. It's going to have to be.
But not if you're at war with each other.
I have given him as much time as he wants.
You got to be able to make Elaine feel comfortable enough now that you can be around her, not hassle her, so you can pick up your daughter. Say nice things about Elaine to the daughter. She'll say nice things about you to the daughter. And the daughter will grow up feeling good about both her parents. You're going to find another. Go searching the project. Find another 18-year-old.
If
you have a hot new one. So you put a little time in searching. That's the fun of it. Go to a bar. Go out to a bar tonight. Get yourself laid.
Oh,
That's what I told him.
You should have called the other day. He could have gone to Scores and had a good time.
I should have taken you to
Go
Scores.
out, have a good time.
You would have got some time there.
I only want him to be happy without me.
He'll be happy. I'll send him over to
And
Scores.
if he really loves his daughter, he will want the best thing for his daughter and not to have her upset.
Right. He won't even give his daughter
I just want to know when you stopped loving me. After you put my $20,000 and change on the house a month ago. I mean, when did this all come about?
When you started telling me that my family could never come visit and I could never step foot in the church because you would kill me, and if my family ever came, they would burn the house down.
Elaine, that same night I offered your brother and your whole family to come to the house.
You've been saying that forever.
Elaine, I told you could have your mother come live in the basement apartment of the house.
Now.
What do you mean now? It's because you never confronted me about it. Because I always.
Stephen, I told you over and over again.
All right, so it's over. Why go through it 100 times?
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line here is if you don't love him, there's no need to have all these conversations.
Let me tell you something, Stephen. Once you get your life back on track with a new broad,
she'll want you.
She'll want you. Believe me. She's going to say it's a cold world out there.
It's a very cold world.
Exactly.
And no one's going to love him in it.
And if she doesn't want to come back
unless
to you,
he really has changed and became a different person.
You're going to be back. You're going to be.
Elaine, you tell her read what she just wrote about me, please.
Let me see this. What is this? Now, Elaine, did you write what I'm reading here?
I don't know. Let me hear it.
My dearest Stephen, there is no greater love than that which warms my heart for you. It was easy to love you, even at first. I knew then that my love would be a never-ending loving stream.
Is this you?
Is that you?
There's too much loving in there for me to.
But I never imagined that perfect waterway would turn into a beautiful ocean, filled sometimes with. I ought to get rid of you just for writing like this. with wearing waves that burst inside of me when I dream of our exciting future together, our happiness.
How long ago did I write this?
And deep down inside, it is a warm, tranquil haven.
A month ago.
That I dream of every night,
way.
which I lay by you.
You don't remember writing this?
If you wrote that, would you want to remember it?
No, I'd blank it out.
There's a lot of love there. I don't.
Well, it's okay to be in love at one point.
Yeah, that sounds like a 15-year-old girl could write that.
Yeah.
I don't remember writing it. Maybe I did. Maybe like.
There's nothing wrong with writing that. There's nothing wrong with writing that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, look.
Well, I know that there's nothing wrong.
Here's
with
my.
it. I was married to him for 5 years.
I'm going to wrap this up because I got a guy who just had scrotum surgery. I want to say this, Stephen. You're a nice guy. I've been around you. You're a very nice guy. Elaine?
He throws that around a lot.
Well, listen. The guy's upset right now. Well, I'm going to tell an angry guy who's ready to burst that he's not a nice guy. Am I going to say that? No. Am I stupid? I want my ass kicked? Thank you, Stephen. Guy's a powerful man. Stephen, I know you're upset. And all I'm telling you is, forget it. Yesterday's news.
Just like you built a life with her, you can build a life with someone else.
There are so many fish out there. You have no idea. Go to Scores. There's 40 fish right now.
Go find. There's women out there dying for me.
And let me tell you
need
something.
to be fixed up?
You go to these bars, you know that there are more women than there are men?
Especially in this area.
You know the dating you're going to have going in and out of that house? I know a black garbage man. He comes on this show, King All Blacks. He's dating 3 or 4. He's fighting off white women. You get in the sack with a couple. You'll forget this one. Now, I know that sounds like bad advice right now.
You can't feel this way.
I'm telling you.
In 2 months, you're going to thank us.
It's already been a month.
Women are fighting over Scott the engineer. Look at him. That guy's a mess. His wife won't even let him go to a Super Bowl party. He's afraid to ask.
Put him on dial-a-date, Howard.
Oh, please.
Don't put me on.
I'm not putting you on dial-a-date. There's nothing funny going on here. I'm not making a joke either.
Right.
It's a guy who lost his family. There's nothing funny about that.
It's his fault.
No, it's not his fault.
Don't beat up on him now. Don't kick a dog with him down.
The guy's down.
People love each other, Elaine.
He called the police to say that where I'm living is a cult.
Yeah,
and had the
all right, so maybe it is.
So it is upset.
The guy's upset. What's the matter with you?
You got to understand that. He lost the prize.
Prize, you piece of ass. I can get my hands on that myself. I'm married happily. Don't worry about me.
People who love each other do not walk out without trying to discuss their problems or work things out.
That's why you have to understand she doesn't love you, because she walked out.
I think she's just confused. She was under a lot of pressure.
So let her work it out.
Right, that's what I told him. If I'm so in love with him, then in a month or two I'm not going to be able to live without him.
Right.
That's exactly the truth.
Oh, see, now the kid's upset. The baby cries every day. And let me tell you something. You better let him see the kid, and don't you pull out shenanigans.
Absolutely allowing
and don't pull out shenanigans when you go see the
She
kid.
dumped the baby off to me Friday night. The kid was sick. She was puking. She was coughing.
She had a runny nose, Howard, and he says that he wants full custody.
She took the kid out in 30-degree weather, left her standing in the street.
I left her upstairs in my mother's house.
New press photos.
I don't know. This is going to be a hard one to figure out.
We'll be back. You
see what he's doing?
She thinks I'm stopping her career from going on.
That is so untrue.
He can't stop your career. Believe me, that career.
Major career.
Major career.
From the waist up. Yeah.
All right.
Nice, Stephen. Very nice. I see how much you love me.
All right. Look, Stephen.
Elaine, I'm hurting from all of this, all right? I can't understand how
Stephen,
you can be so
I'm
cold.
doing nothing but being totally
The only reason I can understand how you can be so cold is because you got this ex-boyfriend here now that you're
I don't have anyone.
She's not sleeping with anyone.
She told me she was. She called me up and told me.
Are you sleeping
with anyone? You know what I told him, Howard?
What?
I told him stuff so that he could just leave me alone. I'm trying everything.
Oh, and that's why your boyfriend called me up and threatened my life.
Right. Believe me, no one called you up, buddy.
Right, okay.
All right.
You are such a damn liar. You make me sick.
All right,
you think
let me
you
end
can
this
get me back by lying like this?
Lying, Elaine, I have no reason to lie to you. I've never lied to you in the 5 years I'm married to you, have I? Have I ever lied to you?
Right.
You guys are in this bad a shape after 5 years? Cut your losses now. I'm telling you.
You're lying on the air. You're lying on the air.
Stephen, I can see that you're not ready to give up on this yet, but I'm telling you, you're wasting your time.
Yeah, I say it too. I started
Hello,
dating.
Brittany.
Yeah. You got to work it out with your wife just for the sake of the kid.
Yeah, she won't be friendly with me even. That she.
All right, are you willing to be nice to her when you see her and not don't even carry on?
Nice
don't even bring up the matter. Just say, hey, I'm coming over for the kid. Let's be nice in front of the kid.
She brings me the kid Tuesdays and Thursdays.
That's his decision.
I figured let her come to eat with us. I mean,
I don't want to go to eat with you.
Who would have predicted a year ago? Who would have predicted? No, you don't have to go to eat.
She doesn't have to go to eat with you, Stephen.
Right. Forget about
supposed to be
friendly to me in front of the baby.
Right.
She's handing her off.
And he asked to speak to her every single night.
What is it, Papa Phooey?
I'm going to say something. I'm going to attribute this to Ralph because it's so true. And I don't mean to kick you when you're down. You should have never let her in that pageant, man.
What do you mean by that?
Everybody
really?
said that, but you want to know something?
How could you do that, though?
It's just because...
I felt her love for me would overcome that.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the pageant.
This girl told me every day of her life she would die for me.
People
That's
say
how much
a lot of things.
People say a lot of things, but she went out of her way to say them.
Well, let me say something about the pageant. Let me say something. I don't want you...
Let me call my mother up in Florida, and she'll tell you just a month ago how Elaine was there, and all she talked about was me, and how she loved me, and how she...
All right.
What else am I going to talk about to your mother?
Well, she's got to say that to your mother.
Well, she's told that about everybody. I mean,
look, it didn't work out for whatever reason, and as far as the pageant goes, I don't think that...
The pageant didn't break up that marriage.
Read the other things she wrote, Howard.
What is that?
About her career.
I'm an actress. My name is Elaine.
Yeah.
My dreams consist of a home, a business, a caring husband, and a model child. I want my family... What is this for? A resume?
It's just a stupid journal.
I think she writes to her.
Oh, so all right. So that's her private
Right, so that's my private thought.
Private
Why
thought.
like that?
Why are you holding on to her journal?
I'm not going to read it. Yeah, stop with those journals.
Why does he have your journals?
Listen, I got to...
He has everything.
I have to go now. Steve, listen, I hope it works out, but I don't see it. I just hope it works out for your kid when
it
you two
will
can
work
get the
out,
kid.
just not the way he wants necessarily.
And don't get hung up. There's other women out there.
I just feel,
you're
I
desirable.
deserve a chance. She,
forget it. She don't want to give you a chance.
You can feel any way you want. That's not necessarily the way things are going to be.
She didn't want to give you a chance now.
She's got this rat boyfriend of hers.
She don't have a boyfriend, she said.
I don't have a boyfriend.
What's it? You can't blame the boyfriend. You can't blame the boyfriend.
This was your marriage. Your wife
between you and her.
decided to walk out, and it doesn't matter
She's
who
not
else
happy.
is involved.
Better to get it over with now while you're still young.
An adulteress? I mean,
that's not adultery. That's I want to leave.
A woman sleeps with another man while
she wants to leave.
And why do you want her back?
Yeah, forget about it. Get a new one.
That's
all right. Elaine, thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank Stephen. I hope it works out between the two of you.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
That's a mess.
It's a big mess.
I'm sorry for you. I'm not happy to see this. I know you're in a lot of pain.
I called up this Bucky guy and told him to leave my wife alone with the appearances. I was crying hysterical almost to the guy, and the next day he calls.
What, to add an appearance?
To give her
all right, listen, they're trying to... We think we're doing you a favor if someone calls for Miss Howard Stern 1994. Who knows what's going on in your marriage? Nobody knows.
No, he knew.
Well, he doesn't know. If someone calls, it wouldn't be right. We can't tell somebody not to call.
I mean, just, You
understand what I'm saying? If somebody calls for you guys,
right,
for you and your wife, we're not going to sit and censor your calls.
But I told him what happened and the problems I was having, and then the following day, the guy called back. Like
all right, but that's his thing. I wouldn't know.
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know. But listen, that can't break up a marriage. If a marriage is strong, it don't matter who's there.
Right, exactly.
There are Hollywood actors Paul Newman has a wife for a bunch of years. He probably gets proposition every day. He stays with her. It's up to the marriage.
She was such a good, loving person. For her to do this, I think she just totally freaked out.
Maybe she freaked out and said, I want something different.
Maybe you don't really know who she is. Has that ever occurred to you?
No, I know who she is.
Well, you think you do, but you didn't know she was going to leave.
Right. Drop it for now. Well, anyway. That's a sad story. Sorry to hear it. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I never expected this.
It's a real downer. It's a downer.
Yeah. Anyway, you think I could auction off the crown and the bouquet?
Oh, you still have that?
Smart man. I would do that. You got the Miss Howard Stern? You got the crown and the bouquet?
I have the crown, the bouquet, and the scepter.
All right, we'll have you back. You can auction it off. But it is hers, actually.
Well, it's mine now.
Oh, you got that in the
took everything else from me.
Well, listen, that's a very valuable commodity.
You two will have to work out a settlement.
You know how many dildos are in that bouquet?
50.
That's a beautiful bouquet.
I might want to buy that off you.
Steve's a nice guy. I'm sorry to see him in so much pain, but we got to take a break.
It's sad to see a marriage break up.
Right. We'll take a break, and then we'll be back.
The Howard Stern Show. 97.1 The Eagle.
8:40 at The Eagle. This is Brad. It's 8:46 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Howard, Harleys, and pure rock. 97.1 The Eagle. It's The Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun. A little marriage counseling. Howard Stern marriage counselor.
I don't think you're going to be able to open that up as a sideline. You didn't do too well.
Actually, the way I was feeling was that, I don't know. She probably, if she hadn't gone to that beauty pageant, they probably just would have been happy.
Yes, but I
think she's envisioning a whole.
But there's an escalating set of emotions there that need to be calmed down, and maybe they do need a little period away from each other.
That's all.
That things have gotten hot and heavy.
Right.
And they're not really communicating all that well.
Yeah, no kidding. Because basically she could, you can love anybody. That's what I'm saying. Put your mind to it.
Well, there are certain things that are unreasonable behavior.
No. He didn't sound that unreasonable.
You don't know. You didn't live with him.
Yeah.
Don't wear red and green.
What?
Don't wear red and green.
Yeah, what's the big deal? So don't wear red and green. You have a happy marriage.
There you go.
What do you say? She looked like a spick and a nigger when she wore red and green.
Right.
All right. Listen, I want to keep the show on track today, and I want to end at a reasonable time. So.
What's reasonable, noon?
No, I really got a appointment today.
Oh, boy.
So I'm going to try anyway.
Oh, so we have to get out for your appointment.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So anyway.
I heard people were screaming because I cut the show early on Friday because I had to catch a plane.
A lot of people were angry at you. I was happy.
Early was 11 o'clock?
Yeah, I know. Anyway, on our phone is Scrotum Boy, Mark Harris.
Old Scrotum Boy.
A lot of people. By the way, Mark, you'll be on the E! Show tonight because it's called the Mark Harris and His Project Show. This is where Mark comes on and tells us about all his projects, but we actually have tape of them.
Oh, wonderful.
Howard, you're the most wonderful human being that America can offer.
Right.
And I mean it sincerely.
That's all right. I don't need to be complimented by
you.
You
should be. You deserve it.
No. Anyway, the only reason we're talking to Mark Harris today.
When Mark compliments you, you don't feel complimented.
Yeah, you just feel like it's empty and shallow, and quite frankly, it's embarrassing.
Well, if I thought you meant it, I'd cry. And after all this eye surgery, that's all I'm doing is crying.
Mark Harris he checked himself into a hospital. Now, Mark Harris is the guy who was married to Martha Ray.
Yes.
And he had two choices. He could have taken Martha's money and thrown it out the window, or he could have had his scrotum operated on.
And he took which side?
He took the scrotum.
You know the part I don't understand? I'm getting to understand the controversy. But this flamboyance, I don't understand.
Right. And we don't understand a word you're saying.
Yeah, we have never understood. Some things don't change. We've never understood a word you're saying.
So, okay, the guy marries Martha Ray. She's 100 years old.
And at that time, he didn't care about his looks.
Right. And now
that she's bit the dust.
You've inherited some money, I assume.
No, I've not come into money. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Not for another 10 months.
Okay. But money is coming in.
I have a lot of
doing
supporters.
All of this on,
Right.
A lot of supporters, a lot of backers, with complete backing from the fur industry.
So Mark Harris comes in and he says, I'm going into the hospital. I'm going to have my scrotum operated on.
Yeah,
so
he's got to find a new mate, so he's going to take care of his look.
So I said, wait a second. I mean, I'm a guy. I got a scrotum. I have never once...
You wouldn't even know.
...around with. I mean, I don't know that science has really examined the scrotum as thoroughly as it should in terms of plastic surgery. And I have never heard in my entire life of someone getting a scrotum tuck.
Well,
that was a new one on me.
Can I tell you the scoop on what happened with the scrotum?
Go ahead.
I went in, seriously speaking.
All right, be honest about it. Don't give me a joke.
100%.
All right.
For a brow lift.
Right.
A facelift.
All right, that I understand.
No, you got to hear what happened because I almost lost my life. Stomach lift.
Gee.
Stomach lift. And a ball lift. While I went in for a ball lift, I thought, with age, it hangs. I had no way of knowing.
Well, let me ask you something. Do you look at yourself in the mirror and evaluate yourself so closely? I mean, do you want to talk about...
No, I'm trying to tell you a true story here.
You want to talk about the height of vanity?
Yeah.
A guy who looks in the mirror...
If I did not go in...
And critiques his own scrotum.
Mark.
I had a triple hernia.
No, hold it. The hernia is irrelevant. You didn't go into the hospital knowing you had a hernia.
I didn't know I had.
All right. You went in and you looked at yourself in the mirror nude and you didn't like the way your scrotum looked.
That's correct.
As if there's a standard of beauty for one's scrotum.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I now stand for it.
You know,
Nobody has evaluated.
Breast job I can understand because a woman wears a bathing suit, she wears an evening gown, or, you know, like cleavage is a whole sexual thing. Nobody looks at the scrotum.
That is the one section of the body nobody has touched.
Nobody
in
even
terms
wants.
of evaluation.
Yeah, I mean,
when you wear briefs and your biggest decision in the morning is to swing it to the right or the left, and you want it to go back when you were 20, you have it done.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're saying that the doctor who did this to you has done it on other people?
Oh, yes.
Excuse me, Howard. I have to ask you, do you have that much trouble making that decision in the morning? And do you notice the difference between 20 and 40?
No. I'm telling you, I've never thought about it. You know, and here's the point, that is such a sensitive area, and you know that controls your, you know, your ejaculation, I suppose it has something to do with urination. I mean, it's involved in a lot. Has to do with the voice, everything. Has to do with the amount of voice.
I'm not going to sing one octave higher.
The amount of testosterone. I mean, that area is a very important area to guys. Why would you want to go through?
The bottom line is, Howard, thank God I did, because I had triple hernia.
All right, but forget the hernia. You went in because of vanity.
Yes, vanity.
And then, is it that you were with, I know you're with men, when a guy was down there on his knees, did he sit there and go,
No, you know.
Did anybody say something?
French to me, if you must know. So they said, oh, c'était très perfect. I said, pour mon âge, vraiment.
Why would you risk your genitals being injured in a surgery?
Well, what was the risk? Being firmer? That was the only risk I was taking.
I'm not getting it.
They were not removing my testicles.
Would you risk infection in your testicles and possible removal of your testicles?
With modern-day medicine and the likes of Keflex, I had no problems.
Well, he believes in modern medicine.
Yeah, he sure does.
Having his scrotum move to his chin.
No, the only thing they did move, which I wasn't aware of, was my belly button.
And why would you even get all of that stomach work and stuff done if you don't diet? It's only going to just...
Oh, no, I do diet. I do diet.
And you don't exercise.
Right.
Not like I should.
So
in 8 weeks from now, I will be returning to the gym.
You'll be making an entrance.
Making an appearance in a fur coat.
Oh, and then some. Make my debut right with you, Howard. You're the best. Did you get in the New York papers what I'm doing with the furs that's been carried out here?
Uh-oh. Is this another show where Mark Harris will get on and tell us about all this project?
Right.
And meanwhile, we've seen none of them. We've seen none of them. We've seen nothing come to fruition.
Because I spoke to Cindy Adams. She carried it. Liz Smith carried it. I'm doing an interview with the New York Times.
And they carried what?
In the LA Times.
And what is the announcement?
Okay. My marriage, for whatever reason, has been surrounded by such controversy that even today there is controversy from the grave. In the charities, and I only found this out a week before Christmas. I never read the will. Martha left money naming one of the charities PETA, the Humane Treatment of Animals. Now, I'm not looking to deal with endangered species, but I'm not looking to lose the fur industry. We can't afford to...
What's he talking about?
He can't even make this clear.
Right, what is he saying?
Martha Ray left a portion of money to PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, and Mark is now making fur coats. So, of course, people are, PETA's always been fighting the fur industry. And they're saying he's using Martha Ray's money to make furs when she was trying to make people stop wearing them.
Oh.
I recall the privilege of decent people in a society of free entities.
He's reading, isn't he?
Yes.
He's reading.
He's got a statement ready.
What a dick.
With dictatorship and conforming to a structured way.
He is reading a statement on my show.
It sounds like prison.
It's a press conference.
The right to wear fur, as long as the skins are not endangered. The PETA organization should adapt a more distinguished method so that American people can feel...
Listen to this. He thinks I'm going to put this on my show and let him drone on. If I hung up, he wouldn't even know. He doesn't know we're not even listening.
Along with the PETA organization.
He's in love with the sound of
PETA. No different than the McCarthyites of yesterday. Any group of people who demand all of us to obey these ideas.
This is a guy having a party. I swear to God. You can put him down all you want.
He has a fine life.
He's all worked up over the PETA organization.
And I'm going to take them on like David and Goliath, and I have main support.
Well, that was a beautiful speech.
Wow.
It's the truth. Howard, you're very pro-American, and you're a very good guy, and my hat's off to you, and I mean it sincerely. Can we afford to keep losing industries here?
In all seriousness, I just want to know about your scrotum, okay?
Is that it?
Yeah, no offense.
You want to donate for another scrotum operation?
No, that's okay. Hey, listen, Mark, I gotta run.
Where you running?
I gotta leave. And how long are you going to be in the hospital for?
I'm not in the hospital. I'm in a hotel recuperating with a nurse.
Oh, you hired a nurse.
And President Clinton has received a fax from me today. I'm on my way to Washington.
What does it cost?
What are you calling the president about
I'll get
now?
that. Just one quick question. What does it cost to have your scrotum tightened?
The scrotum alone?
Yeah.
$3,000.
$3,000?
Yeah.
So you're talking about, $20,000 worth of surgery you just had?
40.
And what about President Clinton?
Would you like me to read the fax that he's received?
You sent him a fax?
Yes,
no, that's okay. That's all right. I'll skip that.
No, it was his fullest apologies, and I want to put the country first.
Oh, you're apologizing to President Clinton?
Yes.
For your song?
No, not for the song.
What are you apologizing
The song
for?
should be taken in the spirit of humor.
Do you realize this guy has more correspondence with President Clinton?
What is he apologizing to the president about?
You must be on like an FBI list. They're probably investigating.
I have spoken with the FBI. I've spoken with the CIA. I have never caused harm or threatened him, and I am now in his fullest support, and I wish him well.
What is it you're apologizing for?
Would you like me to read it to you?
You
All right.
have to read it.
All right, go ahead.
Dear President Clinton.
Does it have the word PETA in it?
You know, it's very hard for me to read because my eyes are bloodshot, but I'm going to do this carefully if you let me.
We have a camera on him, by the way. I can't wait to see that vision.
Well, you're going to let me model my 5 designs?
No. Go ahead.
Oh, you don't want to see my first?
No, just go.
Dear President Clinton and First Lady Hillary, I want you to believe that at this point in my life, with the absence of Martha Ray, I mean to do nothing more than to benefit the country with pro-American sentiment. If you both will be kind enough to excuse my past behavior, and whatever methods I needed to get your attention for Martha Ray, then you can believe that I had to act in that fashion. I recently underwent surgery and have had a triple hernia operation.
A triple hernia.
Martha Ray for the
How many nuts do you have? You got a triple hernia?
Yeah, it was very bad, Howard.
I recently underwent surgery. This is like him, applying for sympathy.
Moreover,
you are a character.
You had a hernia on top of his hernia, and that then had a hernia.
This is a guy who badmouthed President Clinton.
Yeah.
Now he's writing a letter. He loves President Clinton.
I'm so sorry.
And now, he's gonna ask President Clinton to do something about the fur industry. And then as soon as President Clinton ignores it, which you know he will, Mark will be writing bad letters.
He'll be screaming at him again.
What a dick.
You don't think that he would come to the aid of America?
No.
And save our industry?
Not if you write him.
Oh, Howard.
He'll say,
of course he will.
Better off dead.
Yeah.
No,
I think he'll just skip it.
No, Howard.
All right, continue with your letter. Your triple hernia.
Okay. I desperately.
It's from lifting all those guys.
I desperately seek a meeting.
How did you get a triple hernia?
From lifting Martha for 2 years, and I had no way of knowing it.
She was 80 pounds.
Yes, but when you carry it all on your left hand and on your left side, you can cause a rupture.
And you didn't know you had a hernia?
I swear on my life I didn't. I thought it was age.
It was a rupture.
A rupture. You're mimicking me.
All right, finish your letter.
I desperately seek a meeting with the two of you for full media coverage that will benefit our country and bring awareness to America and our industry first.
You're so ridiculous.
I do not endorse endangered species. Unless America gets more lighthearted and free-spirited, we will all be condemned to the microscopic scrutiny and Cold War reality of all that plagues us.
Signed, Sphincter of the House.
That's beautiful.
No, I'm serious, Al.
All right, very good. Listen, I have to go.
You don't want to see me in red mink. You don't want to see my chinchilla. But I'm going back to Washington to play. My show is up for sale now. We did very well at NAPD. I believe you're showing a part of it tonight.
Yes, we will be.
Did you get to see it yourself?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
4 guys, 4.
Don't you want to produce it, Howard, for your studio?
No, that's not my bag.
Howard's going to be the food taster.
4 guys.
Very good. Mark Harris, star.
I can't wait to see tonight.
He
what
was
he's
on.
up to.
He was on the phone. Someone told me they were on the phone booking him the other day for this show, and he was again talking about what a big star he's going to be, and now he's more convinced than ever.
Howard,
it's just a matter of time.
I'm going to be the biggest. The biggest star.
Tell everyone how big you're going to be.
Well, not as big as I would have to do for more liposuction, but in this.
Now, you see, now he's kidding around.
You know what he told me last night?
What did he tell you?
You're going to be the next Carol Lombard.
No, it's really funny.
What did he tell you?
Things up.
He does exaggerate. You know, he does tend to exaggerate. He said, hey, the good news is, did you hear? E is going to acquire my show. What's that cooking show called again?
They're speaking with Hal Stallmaster, my agent, for a national acquisition.
No, they're speaking to get it, to acquire it, to show it on tonight's E! show, Howard Stern show, but not to acquire it. And I'm saying, hey, E's going to show this dopey cooking show. Who knows?
Right.
Do you really think...
He goes around. You see what he does? He goes around and he goes, E, I'm now talking with E about acquiring...
No, my agent is who stands corrected.
And they are talking with acquisitions. They want to acquire...
We want to acquire it so we can show it during the Mark Harris appearance.
Hey, that's a good idea, Howard. And you could learn to cook.
All right. Very good, Mark. I have to go.
Okay,
good luck,
Howard.
Good luck
see you in
recovering.
New York.
Good luck recovering from your ball surgery.
Thank you very much.
Very good, Mark
See you in New
Harris,
York.
Martha
Goodbye,
Ray's husband.
Bye-bye.
The husband of Martha Ray.
He's very funny because that's what he does. What he'll do is I have people reading my script in Australia.
Right.
That means he took it and mailed it to Australia. He doesn't know if anybody's reading it.
I have people reading it right now.
You always have to read between the lines with Mark.
People are reading it now.
The Bushmen are
There is
reading it.
interest in Australia.
Aborigines and Bushmen are reading it as we speak.
A trained kangaroo is reading it as we speak.
Well, bless my didgeridoo.
Yeah. Let me take a break here, Rob, and we'll start the news right after these words.
Let's return to the Howard Stern Show.
All right, we're rolling. Well, we've had an exciting show. I never even got to the OJ tape, Robin. I'll do tomorrow.
Oh, how could we run out of time for OJ?
Guys fighting with their wives, scrotum surgery, various other things. All covered. PETA. I like Mark Harris. Everything he's up to, he has to write to President Clinton about. And no concept that President Clinton might not care.
And just imagine, he's not the only sort of wacky, out-there person who's writing to the president. So the White House is sitting under an avalanche of that kind of silly mail.
And the president has to sit there and...
Well, they have to hire people to open that stuff, and some of it surely has to cross his desk just so he knows.
I'm going to get the letter and go, look at this one.
Oh, I got to show you this.
Recovering from surgery. Surgery that he elected to have.
Triple hernia surgery.
Yeah, doesn't mention the fact that he had his sack made nicer looking.
And then First Lady Hillary.
I write this letter to you.
My heels are looking a little fat, so I'm having some rhinoplasty done next week.
You know something, as bizarre as that sounds, I would have my heels thinned before I would have my testicles worked on.
My earlobes are getting fat. Maybe I should have them trimmed.
Suck the gravy out of them. Anyway, Robin, you've got tons of tape over here. Is this from the American Music Awards?
A lot of it is, yeah.
Wow. You would think that's the lead story.
Well, it's one of the more interesting stories.
I hope it is.
We've been sitting here with OJ for weeks now. It's time to lighten up a little bit, as Mark Harris says.
Yes. Does everything have to be so serious?
He wrote the president about it, and I'm responding.
No.
Me at Camp David, and we'll talk further.
I'm requesting a meeting with you with full media coverage.
I'll be the one in Chinchilla.
I thought that was the funniest, that he's demanding full media coverage of his meeting.
Yeah. It'll be an excellent media opportunity. He's so desperate for media.
Photo opportunity.
He wants media somehow, somewhere, somehow to get involved with his life.
He has this view of himself that's just incredible.
I don't feel that good about myself. You know, and I've accomplished a few things.
You truly are a dear person.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, the American Music Awards had many funny things last night, didn't it?
Well, absolutely, Howard. There were a number of multiple winners, the most impressive of which was Boys to Men. I think they won every category in which they were nominated and walked home with a total of, I think, 3 American Music Awards. And each time they seemed so surprised. And it took them quite a while to get to the stage as they cried and hugged each other in the aisles.
Those guys really love each other. I like those black guys. I hate the black guys that beat you up in the movie theater.
You don't think Boys to Men go to the movie theater and talk to the screen?
Oh, no.
No, the word carjacking makes them cry.
Right. Those are religious boys. Like Snoop Doggy Dogg scares me. But Boys to Men, I like guys who wear sweaters. and dress like nice white people.
Nice conservative white people.
Right, who dress like they're at a white country club.
And they always sit on stools.
Right.
Yes, they don't dance.
Yeah. They have no sense of
They're
rhythm.
not doing that wild dancing.
Right, and they sing. They don't rap.
There was one guy who was starting to get up last night, and then he realized what he was doing and sat down immediately.
So what should I do with this Boys to Men?
Well, let's play. This is just one of their acceptance speeches.
Super. You would think they were big stars.
Oh, we got 45 seconds.
How long before they thank God?
Right now, right up front.
First of all, we'd like to thank definitely our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving us the talent to do what we do.
That I love.
Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I mean, he's got a long title. Not like I like to thank God.
Boy, they really love Jesus Christ. I think that's just paranoia. They're like, this gravy train's going to stop unless we thank Jesus Christ.
We'd like to thank our record company, Mr. Gerald Busby, Clarence Avon, Vita Sparks, Alon Levy, Polygram. I'd like to thank the producers on the album, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Babyface, L.A. Reid, Tim and Bob, help me. Brian McKnight. We'd just like to definitely thank the fans and everyone in the industry for allowing us to be here. Thank you. We love you.
Wow. And they got a standing ovation when they sang. They didn't sing their signature song, the one you've heard ad nauseum on the radio, but they did sing some love song and dropped to their knees and screamed and carried on, and everybody leaped to their feet after the performance was over.
A lot of black guys are really into Jesus Christ.
No, they're not.
I mean, they say they are.
I don't see a lot of religious stuff going on.
I know, but they say it, but you wonder, like, then if there's a Jesus, why isn't he nicer to black people?
Yeah, I mean, that's what always occurs to me. Look at the position of black people.
Yeah.
And you're thanking him for this?
I drove through Harlem yesterday.
Uh-huh. What were you doing?
Don't ask me why, but I was in Harlem.
What, just wanted to walk on the wild side?
Yeah, I was up there slumming. So I went up there, and every other nice building got a big cross on it, and all the other buildings are all burnt out.
Yeah, the churches are the nice
But it's some big business up there.
Yeah.
It's the biggest business up there. There's no other businesses. It's just these big, giant crosses on these really nice-looking buildings. Expensive buildings, big office buildings. It's like the whole business up there, half the businesses up there are...
church-related?
Yeah. It's like a whole racket going on up there. Black people must be handing over what other pennies they have.
Well, yeah, if you can get all those pennies in one spot, you got a good deal of money.
You're not kidding.
Thank you, Jesus, for the wraps in my bed at night. They keep me warm.
Yeah, that's looking at the right side.
Thank you, Jesus Christ, the man with the holes in his hand and the crown of thorns on his head. I run out of names to call him. He's my savior.
So anyway, here's a little bit of Boys to Men for those of you who don't know exactly who they are.
What?
A little bit of Boys to Men. I'll make love to you is what the cartoon says.
Oh. Michael Bolton sounds blacker than they do.
Thank you, Jesus, for ending that awful noise. Thank you, Lord.
They seem to have their fans.
Yeah, the girls were screaming.
But are they the same fans? Remember for, what's that white group that was around for a while? Kids on the Block?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like teeny bopper
Okay.
kind of music.
And what good is being a star if all you can get is 12-year-old girls? They're too flat. 12-year-olds are flat.
Ace of Base also won a couple of awards, which amazes me.
Yeah.
Here
Me too.
they are in one of their acceptance speeches.
I'm wondering what musical world everyone's living in.
Well, thank you very much. It's a lot of people we won't share these awards with.
One of these guys
I love those accents.
was accused of being like a Nazi paraphernalia. And the next,
He was a skinhead.
yeah. So, like, he spends his whole day
Apologize.
Yeah. I only was a skinhead, but I love Jews. Don't you understand?
That was a period of my life, but I got over that, and I learned a lesson.
When I was a skinhead, I was a loser. I didn't know I'd be famous.
It's a big honor to be here tonight in L.A. Nice weather and all. Aris, Clay Davis, of course, Megaretta Records, Kel, hi there. Metronome, Polygram, all our producers, radio people.
It's because you're sounding like you're actually famous.
And of course...
Goebbels.
Gerling.
Hammond, Herr Goebbels.
The Luftwaffe. The Butcher Book involved.
Yeah, don't forget anybody.
I like to thank
Treblinka.
Eva Braun, Treblinka, and all my buddies at the gas chambers.
Sobibor.
Let me say a big shout out to Auschwitz.
All the fans. Thank you very much. Love you all.
All the fans of Auschwitz. Erste Schnein, Berliner.
Wonderful evening for killing Jews.
I want to thank everyone who participated for the Axis during World War II.
And the inventor of Zyklon.
I would like to thank the inventor of Zyklon.
A wonderful gas.
That killed more Jews than anybody. I would like to thank Dick Clark. What is it? Is Dick Clark a Jew? What?
These are always my favorites. So there's a black guy on the phone who's angry about what you had to say. Never heard the show. He's like the black guy that works in the office. All the white people said, "Oh, you should hear what Howard's saying about blacks," and they put him on the phone.
Now he's on the phone.
First, let's give you a warm welcome. Come on, we'll give you the Arsenio warm-up.
Okay, thanks a lot, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good.
You've never heard the show?
No, I have not.
Well, what did I say that was wrong?
Well, you're sitting there talking about...
You took it out of context.
Why would you call after hearing us once?
Hold on,
Give us a chance.
Let me start off by saying you took it out of context.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, what are you upset about?
Okay, this is what I'm upset about, okay? I'm the only one in this office, okay?
What do you mean the only one? The only black person?
That is correct.
Go ahead, I hear you.
And every day the people give me a hard way to go about the show.
Go ahead.
What did they say?
Oh, they say, see, that's how you all are in the community. Look at you. You're all just the way he says.
Really?
Oh, really?
What did I say?
Well, they continually say about how you degrade the black community, how we...
I don't degrade the black community. I live in a black community.
No, you don't live in a black
Well,
community.
I did. I moved out.
Yeah, okay, good.
I grew up in a black community. Did you?
Yes, I did.
You sound kind of bougie. I don't think you sound like you lived in a black community.
Oh, I'm bougie, huh? That's great. Well, I was raised in a black community, but I went to school.
What community did you go to school in?
I went to school in a community in Philadelphia.
Oh, you're not black.
Yes, I am black.
Our New York blacks are black.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, but go ahead. I'm not going to argue whether you're black or not.
Yes, I am.
You're not a real black.
So what am I? An imitation black?
You're a Philadelphia black.
Well, don't get drawn off. What did you call to say?
He didn't call to say anything. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. Yeah, there you go.
See?
Big coward. All right.
Just wanted a little airtime.
That's all. Let me take a break, Rob, and we'll get back
Come
to
back
these.
with Snoop Doggy Dogg and a special performance by the artist formerly known as Prince.
Right after these words.
It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Good name for a show. All righty, we're back, and we're talking about the American Music Awards now. You said something about Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Yes, Snoop won the Best Rap Artist Award, I guess it was.
Yeah.
And, of course, had to make his way to the stage.
I know what
They
you're
said he
saying.
was coming straight from a court hearing.
Really?
He is accused of murder.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming straight from a court hearing, accused murderer, Snoop Doggy Dogg.
And here he is giving his acceptance speech.
What up, dope?
What up, dope?
I don't know.
You call me a dope.
What up, dope?
That's cool. What up, dope?
First of all, I'd like to thank God, you know what I'm saying, once again. And I want to thank all my peoples up top that made it possible, you know what I'm saying, staying down with me.
I dig that these guys thank God. Got you up on murder charges.
Yeah, he got me the gun.
I like his song, Murder Was the Case That They Gave Me.
Yeah.
Like somebody just made up some charges and gave it to him. Murder was the case that they gave me.
Mm-hmm.
Murder was the case that put me on the charts.
And, I got to thank my management, Sharitha.
You know, if I was up on murder charges, I'd be like afraid to come out of the house.
I'd be at home working on my case.
In the day and night, this guy doesn't seem to be that bummed out.
He's making every award show.
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, he doesn't appear to be that uptight about it.
Normal, everyday thing where he comes from. I got a case over here.
You know what I'm saying?
I got several cases.
Nightlife, you know what I'm saying? I got to thank Death Row, Dr. Dre, Suge Knight, all my homies from the DPG, Daz, Nate Dogg, Corrupt, you know what I'm saying? C-Style, Lil Style, all the rest of the homies that's DPG, Warren G, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's down with Long Beach and everything we move. God bless y'all. Peace.
I'm down with Long Beach. Where is Long Beach? We got to get over there. Is Long Beach Long Island?
No, that's California.
Oh. I'm down with that. I know what he's saying. DPG, Dog Pound. Dog Pound G.
What's the G?
Dog Pound G. What's up, G? What's the G stand for? Dog
Gangster?
Pound? Dog Pound Gangsters, yeah. Warren G. Neat Doggy Dog. I'm up with that. I like the white kids who can actually understand what the hell he's talking about.
Oh, I went to...
They called them, what do you call them, schniggers?
Wiggers.
Wiggers.
I'm down with
Sniggers. What is Sniggers?
Sniggers, you know what I'm saying?
Sniggers is a candy.
I'm down with them schniggers.
Yo, just chill. I'm a snigger. You know what's up? You know what I'm saying? I like to know what I'm saying because I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Chill. Just chill.
Wiggers.
I went to Pittsburgh this past weekend.
Yeah.
And, you know, my friends live in this all-white community out in the sticks somewhere outside of Pittsburgh. Yeah. And they have all these little white kids out there.
Yo.
Who've never even seen a black person.
Right.
And they dress in the big baggy clothes.
Really?
And they go, yeah, be like, and they talk black English.
Be with you.
Yo, be with you. I'm down with that.
I got your back, and they're Crips and Bloods. I mean, they want to do the whole thing. It's
really?
like very, very glamorous to them.
White Crips and Bloods?
Yeah.
They have Crips and Bloods?
Yes.
The gangs?
In their high school, yes. They have kids who are, you know, being initiated into the Crips and the Bloods.
They want to be down with that.
And they talk all about it. You know, yo, girl, you're my girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I like those speeches, too. It's always like a series of names that they think that sound like gangster names, and then there's always one Jew in there. It's always like, you know, it's always like...
Yeah, the lawyer.
I would like to thank Warren G, Doggy Dog, Neat, Nappy Nap, and, of course...
Alan Schwartz.
And Mo Austin.
Mo Austin.
And the BBC and the CIA and the yo-yo and the yoo-hoo and the boo-hoo and the...
You know what I'm saying?
And Sidney Sheinberg.
Mike Levine and Harvey Leeds.
There's always a Jewish name in there somewhere, you know, the guy who actually controls
Got
things.
into the posse.
Yeah, the posse.
Could you play that again? Because there are really some things in there I
I'll
didn't
translate.
catch.
You know, I grew up in a black community. I can help you out with it.
Yo, peace, what up?
What up, dope?
What up, dope?
Or
No,
is it
dope.
dope?
Dope.
No, I think it's dough.
No, what up, dope? That's short for dope. It's dough.
What up, imbecile?
But it means...
What up, stupid?
Yeah, you're not going to say what up, imbecile. No, that is dope.
What up, you idiot?
And that means like, what up?
First of all, I'd like to thank God, you know what I'm saying, once again.
All right, once
You know what
again.
I'm saying? Once again.
He's cool. I like that. I'd like to have my own language. Like force everyone to listen to it.
Does he talk to the judge like that? Where,
Yeah.
where he
You know
just
what I'm
was?
saying?
Or is that
What up,
me?
Doe?
I want to thank all my peoples up top that made it possible, you know what I'm saying, staying down with me.
Wait a minute. Now, who are the peoples up top?
Those are the big, you know, the guys who run things. You know, the Warner Brothers Records or whoever's record company
The peoples up top for
Yeah,
staying with me.
that's all the Jews. He thanked them. He doesn't want to give their names because that'd be embarrassing. Yeah, I want to thank, you know, Mo Austin.
Sammy Spielberg.
The whole house of David while we at it.
David Schwartz.
Everybody from the Old Testament.
Right.
While we at it.
So that's his way of thanking all the Jews.
Okay.
The people's up top.
The peoples up top would be the Jews.
Yeah.
And the nips.
You know what I'm saying.
What up, Nip?
Like to thank the nips over at Sony
Yo.
with them sushi bar.
I'm down with that.
I'm down with that sushi bar.
You know what I'm saying once again. Sushi.
Hey, what am that sushi?
That's right.
What is that? They got eggs in it, sir?
I'm down with that.
Fish.
What's up with that?
I'm down with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So that's what that means.
All right.
The peoples up top are Jews.
Okay.
And nips. And people applauding for Jews and nips.
And a couple of eye ties.
Yeah, people up top. Rich people.
I got to thank my management, Sharitha Knight, Nightlife, you know what I'm saying? I got to thank Death Row, Dr. Dre, Suge Knight, all my homies from the DPG.
You're with that, right?
All my homies, yeah.
DPG.
But they pay J.
He sounds like a disc jockey. Well, they pay J with that.
Ass, Nate Dogg, Corrupt. You know what I'm saying? See?
Corrupt's a record company.
Oh, okay.
Corrupt.
You know what I'm saying? What is it? You know what I'm saying?
Because no one knows what
Is
he's
that like
saying.
a period on the sentence?
If you talk like that, you'd have to keep checking in with people to know if they know what to say. What if the audience yelled out no?
Sal, Lil Sal, all the rest of the homies that's DPG, Warren G, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's down with Long Beach and everything we move. God bless y'all. Peace.
Now, what's that part?
Oh, anybody who's into that whole Long Beach thing. Like, you know how Seattle has its scene? Like with white rock stars? Seattle's like cool.
Yeah.
Long Beach and Compton are cool. So anyone
what
who's
is
down...
it, down with Long Beach, we move?
Well, anything that they move, they do everything down in Long Beach. So anyone who's moving with that crowd, he's thanking. See?
Okay.
Well, I grew up in a black neighborhood, Rob. In all fairness to you, who grew up in a lily white community.
Right.
Surrounded by all white people. Sheltered. You down with that?
I'm down with that.
What is it, Fafa Flowly?
The guy that hung up before?
Yeah?
He's back.
He wants to interpret?
He hated you so much, but you riled him up so much he had to call back.
Yo, what's up?
There's no yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up with the day pay J?
What up, Joe?
What's up, Joe?
What up, Joe and Dog?
Hey, what's up, imbecile? That's a compliment in the black community.
No, it's not a compliment in the
And
black
you know it is. If you call somebody stupid or dope or imbecilic...
You got the stupid moves, right?
Yeah. You got stupid moves?
If someone called me stupid or dope, I'd kick their ass.
Really?
Really. Okay?
I don't know. You don't sound like you could give a good ass kicking.
Believe me, I'd whip yours, all right?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I missed the Golden Gloves in my community as well.
You missed it?
I missed the Golden Gloves in my community as well.
Well, I'm Mr. Softy. I was an ice cream man. I used to do that swivel ice cream.
Yeah, okay.
What's up?
No, what's up with you?
What's up with you?
What up, dope?
Hey, I'm trying to argue with my brother. First of all, let me say salam alaikum.
Yeah.
Alaikum salam.
I don't go by that either.
What's up with you, though? What's up with your dope?
I don't have dope.
Well, come on. Did you have a problem? Just quickly spit it out.
Well, and what is this about this Black Jeopardy thing as well that I heard y'all have?
No, come on.
Now,
This is
come
silly.
on. We're
This is
into
silly.
another thing here.
All right,
today.
goodbye.
Call during Black Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo.
Yo, what?
Yo, what's up?
No, stop that. Yo, what's up?
Yo, bow, wow, wow, yippee, yo, yippee, yay.
What up, G?
Bow, wow, wow.
Yippee, yo, yippee,
What up, G?
What up, G? Yo, yoo-hoo.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Yoo-hoo.
It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
All right, we're still in the news, and we're listening to tapes of the American Music Awards.
Yeah, you know what was missing was a good heavy metal rock performance. They didn't have one of those last night.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
That was missing.
Yeah.
Nirvana won an award, but they didn't come to accept.
Wonder why.
So finally, the artist formerly known as Prince took to the stage, to everyone's excitement, to do a retrospective of the music of Prince and to accept an award for the Lifetime Achievement of Prince. And once he had finished his musical tribute to Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince accepted the award.
Okay.
In addition to Dick Clark and the American Music Awards, I'd like to quickly thank a few people whose inspiration attributed greatly to Prince's success.
To Prince's success?
Yeah, not his success, Prince's success.
Oh, boy, that guy's really effed up. He is really an a-hole. I would like to now talk about some people who helped Prince's success.
Yeah.
Wow. Can't even refer to himself as me.
The former me.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I'm on the radio and I got a dopey job and people kiss my ass all day. I can't imagine what it's like to be Prince, get your ass kissed to the point that you're referring to yourself in the third person.
Mm-hmm. And then you're killing yourself off.
Yeah.
You're going to create a whole new person.
This list includes, but not should be limited to, Wendy and Susanna Melvoin.
Who?
Lisa Coleman, Dr. Fink, Andre Simone, Bobby Z, Brown Marquez, Dickerson, Eric Lees, Cat Glover.
Doesn't sound like a guy who really is grateful.
Yeah, he's sort of muffling and just running through their names.
And I'm hearing those Jewish names, but they're all muffled together.
Sheila E. and everyone in the Love Sexy Band. Also, Muhammad Ali, Dr. Martin Luther King, James Brown, Carlos Santana, Joni Mitchell, Sly Stone, Jimi Hendrix, and Miles Davis. Forever the musicians and all the...
How did Joni Mitchell end up in that group?
I don't know.
...of the new power generation. Time does not permit me to name everyone, but I tried. Their inspiration.
She's sitting there like, what is he wearing, like 20-inch heels?
Yeah, he's got on a nice set of pumps and a nice little black outfit with, you know, like it was like a bippy top because when he raised his arms, you could see his midsection.
That's an attractive sight.
And then he had
hairy belly.
You tell me that he has things written on his face, but it looks to me like he's had his face tattooed with the word slave.
I don't think so, but you could be. I've seen him with different things written on his face.
Maybe he was trying them out. Now he's gone for the tattoo.
Maybe.
There wouldn't be a reason for me to be here tonight. Except this award.
I'm thinking of writing junk on my face for the rest of the show. For the E-Network show. You know?
That's what you gotta do.
Douche. You know? Schmo. It's a good one.
Again, I'd like to thank Dick Clark for allowing me to finally put Prince to bed. And everyone sweating the NPG's financial bankroll. Like Eskimo, chill, it's all good. Peace and be wild.
So he's put Prince to bed. So Prince is gone now, and now he's somebody else. The artist
we don't
formerly.
know who he is.
He's the artist formerly known as Prince. That's cool. Jackass.
Excuse me, the artist formerly known as Prince. Do you have to refer to him by the whole thing?
I don't know, man. I heard he went into some club and he had some bouncer there say, called him Prince, and he got all upset and left. Because the guy called him Prince.
No, that's one way to keep him out.
Hey, look, man, I'm not Prince. You're supposed to know that. The average guy doesn't know where his next meal is coming from.
You gotta know his name.
Gotta know his name. Important. He finally put Prince to rest. I'd get Prince back real quick.
Because the other guy ain't doing all that well.
Doing real bad. Anyway, anything else from there?
No, I think that's it for my assessment of the American Music Awards this year. Moving on now to OJ.
So guilty now, it's ridiculous.
What we can look forward to today is 10 minutes of a reopening statement by the prosecution, and then I suppose prosecutors will be calling their first witnesses.
Oh, yeah?
If there are no further delays, we should be able to actually get on with the witness portion of this trial. In the reopening of the prosecution's opening statements, they will address the things that Johnny Cochran, the defense attorney, brought up in his opening statements that were not admissible under the law. Yesterday, Johnny Cochran decided he could finally get on with closing off his opening statements, and here's how he wrapped up. Let me see if I can...
Number 4?
Point you in the right direction. I think that should be it.
If you follow the evidence, if you believe that Mr. Simpson could not have done this, but this timeline is such that there's no time for him to do it, no indication that he could have done this, that the Bronco was still there.
Objection.
And the character evidence would mean absolutely nothing.
Objection.
Because how could you then predict that someone who gets into a fight with his wife in 1989 will then kill her in 1994?
Yeah, sure. That's logical. So guilty, OJ. But some people bought into that whole Johnny Cochran rap. I couldn't believe it. Some people actually came up to me and said, oh, yeah, now I...
Yeah, well, that was the first day. He sort of, again, lost everybody yesterday when he started saying that the blood could have come from anywhere.
Yeah.
And that OJ was playing golf at the time his wife
was murdered.
Was being killed.
In his backyard, in the dark. But OJ himself said he was asleep when the limo driver pounded on his door.
Yeah, he was supposed to be asleep at 1 minute. He was also not supposed to be able to shuffle cards. His hands hurt so bad.
Right.
But now he's awake playing golf.
Sleep golf.
Under the moonlight.
While all this stuff is going on.
That's pretty cool.
Johnny Cochran was met by reporters outside of the courtroom and had this to say about completing his opening statement.
I'm pleased to have that part over with. It took a long time. I hope that the message was clear, that we have an innocent man wrongfully accused.
I don't think it was that clear, Johnny. You better go back.
Yeah. It's clear we have an innocent man who was wrongly accused.
Here's Marcia Clark. She presented the argument to Judge Ito that won them the opportunity to reopen their opening statement for 10 minutes a day. Here's a little bit of her fiery argument.
This is very unfair. The defense was required to show all their exhibits to us on Friday, as we did for them. We sprung nothing.
Anybody beat her up?
Yeah. Drink too much coffee, honey?
on them. They came marching in Monday with twice as many exhibits as we were shown on Friday. We were expected to absorb everything in a nanosecond.
No wonder her eyes are popping out of her head.
In a nanosecond, Your Honor.
Nanosecond, nano. They come up with objections. I'm objecting to myself. Objections to each and every item. And that's very unfair. The people were put at a great disadvantage at having to absorb a great deal. I object.
What do you object to?
Everything. A very rapid amount of time and come up with an objection as to each and every item. I don't think it should be all that surprising that I couldn't remember seeing one of about 50 new exhibits that was thrown at me Monday morning before our opening statements were to begin.
She's pissed.
And that alone should cause the court to realize that the people were put...
I think OJ's sitting there going, man, now they're pissed.
Boy, is she feisty.
I think that I am in good shape. Because they must be reacting to a good defense.
Yeah.
You sound like somebody at a party in the 70s.
Yeah, right. Yeah. First time on coke, honey? That's what it sounds like. I mean, not that I'm saying she's on coke, but...
Just saying it sounds like.
Sounds like somebody on coke.
The disadvantage with respect to being able to make intelligent objections to all of the wealth of new information that was unjustifiably thrown at us at the 11th hour.
Objection. Doing a few of those black beauties, honey? Hey, you sound like you're flying high. Object.
I should beat her. Maybe she'll mellow out.
No wonder I had to kill her. That's how Nicole used to talk to me. Well, anyway, the point is that the prosecution actually, got Judge Ito all confused. I was watching the lady on CNN, the one who actually offers commentary. She's some lawyer.
That Van Susteren woman?
Yeah, Miss Van Susteren. She sounds like a real ball breaker.
Yeah, I'd love to see her in court.
She goes, well, Judge Ito's lost control of the court.
Oh, my.
It's like, whoa, really? Gee, I thought he was just like listening to some people argue. Any other judge would ignore all of this and just go on with the case.
Well, I said that last week. It's all BS.
Yeah.
He's enjoying himself.
Well, whatever.
Well, today, as I said, they will be entertaining their first witnesses. That should be fun to see. Also, there's tons of speculation about all the people who surround O.J. Today in the newspaper, they say that Robert Kardashian, who is one of O.J. Simpson's best friends, also was accused of spousal abuse during his first marriage.
Good, a whole bunch of guys have been accused of spousal abuse.
All the people around O.J.
Yeah, all the people around O.J. are into it. You can't blame the guy.
White beat a club.
Like a club, I was going to say.
We hate girls club.
Kardashian's ex-wife is actually now the wife of Bruce Jenner.
Wow.
And they say that he was very upset about the affair she was having with Jenner at the time of their marriage. They also say there are a lot of similarities between that marriage and the marriage of O.J. and Nicole Simpson. Kardashian was 30 years old when he first started dating the 17-year-old Chris.
Wow. Hubba.
Yeah.
Hey now.
And then, of course, carted her off, married her, and lavished her with tons of gifts, but she claimed that he refused to allow her to even write a check, so she had no financial control.
Would you let a 17-year-old write a check?
Hey, you're going to marry him?
I wouldn't. I'm not giving no 17-year-old access to my checkbook. Oh, gee. What a bad husband.
A few months after Kardashian started dating his 17-year-old, that a 28-year-old O.J. found himself a 17-year-old.
Hey, now.
They partook of that fast life life in the fast lane out there in Beverly Hills, going to the parties, and they were quite a foursome. These two older guys with their young wives.
Super.
And then when Kardashian lost her to Bruce Jenner, he got very upset, and in court papers, Chris alleged that he would call her whore and slut and bitch every time they talked on the phone.
You should have cut her head off.
No actual physical abuse was alleged, but she said that lots of emotional and verbal abuse was leveled against her. So anyway, Johnny Cochran is still denying the reports yesterday that he physically abused his first wife.
Right.
And his current wife says she doesn't think it's possible.
Well, yeah.
So there.
That's
O.J.'s movie will be on Fox tonight. If you haven't had enough of O.J., the Fox people have put together a TV movie.
Yeah, it seems like a real realistic movie. Did you see some of the promotion for it?
No.
Some of the coming attractions? It's the sanitized O.J. story.
Well, O.J. can't talk like he really would. It's television.
Yeah. It's pretty weird. Like, he's mad at his wife. He's like, come on, baby. You know. No F word, no nothing.
Yeah, he's not grabbing at her crotch and dragging her across.
Yeah, right. That's my vagina.
That's where my babies come from.
Yeah, I would say that one's going to be pretty lame.
But you can tune into that if you want.
Although the girl who plays Nicole looks pretty hot. They put her in a thong on there. Nothing like watching beautiful women get beat up. What a great night of entertainment. It's like American Gladiators.
If they'd only do it right. Put up a ring, have bells.
Well, they say this is one that treats O.J. fairly and Nicole fairly. And I go, well, who wants to see that? Take a point of view. Either take O.J.'s or take Nicole's. Then I'm there. Show me
in our politically correct society, especially Hollywood, we can never have a point of view.
Show me the Ike and Tina Turner story. Now, that's a good one. Watch a guy beating his wife with a shoe on her legs so she won't bruise.
Not a shoe.
Yeah. I'm going to beat you with my shoe on your legs.
I'm going to take off this Western boot and
beat it with some bad Western boots.
That's the way it's done.
Show me a point of view. Make somebody a villain.
Drag you by your hair into the...
They're going to show you a story where no one is the villain, where both of them are at fault. Good. I'd like to see them pulled out off. Because I saw the guy who played O.J. He goes, after I did this story, I felt a lot of compassion for O.J. And I'm like, well, then there's something wrong with the story. I should go away hating O.J.
He says O.J. probably wouldn't like it, but he will see the dignity with which I played him.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I hope O.J. cuts your head off.
Hope O.J. gets a hold of you.
Yeah.
Who played Kato?
So anyway, that's...
Christian Slater.
Oh. That's the latest on O.J. Chevy Chase. No word from him as to what happened the other night when he was arrested on the charge of drinking while under the influence. Blood alcohol test showed him at a level of .18, which is twice the legal limit.
Which is twice his ratings on his late-night Fox show, according to a guy on Prodigy.
He spent a night in jail and will have to attend a hearing sometime.
It's all over.
Is this jail? There's no jail in Beverly Hills.
Let me out. I'm TV's Chevy Chase. I have a theater named after me. I have a theater named after me.
I was driving to my theater.
Driving around drunk. And him and Janie do all that charity work and stuff. Meanwhile, he's arrested for drunk driving.
Well, he's got to make up.
Yeah. Stuff that, of course, could kill kids.
Got to make up for all the bad things he does.
Let me out. I'm late for NSL. I have to meet John Belushi.
Keep dreaming of those days gone by.
Having a
glory
flashback.
days.
Glory days. I had my ratings. I had my hair.
I haven't had a drink since I started this sentence.
Now, we shouldn't imply that Chevy has a problem. This was just